Hello there! Welcome back to another stream, and today we're going to be actually cracking open a Lego box. How long has it been since we've actually opened a Lego set? Why? Oh, there you go, that's better. But I've got to make sure we're taking up like most of the frame here. Hello there, Tinks! Welcome one, welcome all. And no Lego news for a while, I have to say. I don't think we're getting the UCS Star Wars set, that's for sure, because unless it's like an October, actually September, we've got a few sets coming out for advent calendars, and Harry Potter has like one that we haven't even looked at. A lot of the Doomsday stuff is October though. That's the only thing. Batman, September as well. Oh, there's a few little bits here and there. Actually, Harry Potter is 29th of August. Is that for both or just the one? No, both. Harry Potter, the mini set and the big set, 29th of August. So is this going to be another year where we have no Harry Potter sets in September? That would be crazy. 2 years on the trot. I think Harry Potter isn't continuing with the show at this rate. Imagine someone else picks up the Harry Potter license for the show. Lego are throwing it away. Let's get that Lego box. Speak of the devils. And can I no chance to reach that. I might as well go grab it. We are building... Well, we're not building the Acclamator, are we? We're building something kind of with the Acclamator, but kind of not. We're going to need the box. And I've got the poly bags just in case we have a little bit of time at the end. A little fun build, because this is only a 450-piece set, which I thought this was bigger. We have built the Acclamator. We've also turned the Acclamator into a Venator. So this will be my third build with this Acclamator. And I think it's got the parts. I remember this being quite a good parts pack for custom ships. I'm going to make sure we keep one of these to hand next time Lego release another grey ship. They're going to do it. This isn't the last grey midi-scale ship. There will be another. You have my word. Eventually there'll be another. We might be, approaching, who knows, 100 years on the channel. But eventually Lego are going to re-release another grey, not re-release, but release a grey ship. Hopefully not the Acclamator, the Venator. The home one would be very hard to build using this. Possible, but very, very hard to get the rounded angles. We only have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slopes in the 7, 8, 9. There's only a handful of slopes is what I'm getting at in this box. The Acclamator, by far, I think is... I don't know, the Venator's pretty cool. I don't know if I can say I like the Acclamator more. They both show up in... Do they both show up in Attack of the Clones? Or is it only the Venator that shows up? I'm pretty sure they both show up to different degrees. But then again, the home one, was that used during the Clone Wars? Or was that a Return of the Jedi thing that was introduced? I'm trying to think if that was in A New Hope now. I really don't know. So let's get this box open and we can talk about it. Oh, camera's always slightly wonky when you don't want it to be. The camera curse. Also, let's grab the book because I'm going to get my 20 points after this from the instruction manual. Can't forget about that. All right, 4 bags, and how many? Oh, 450. We've already said how many pieces. But which bag's the best bag? We've got some printed parts in there that I do not care about. Also, let's whack up a picture. Oh, Chrome has just crashed. Chrome never crashes. What do you mean? Chrome has just... What have I done? What have I done to crash Chrome? That's never happened to me before. In all my years streaming, at least, Chrome has never crashed. Let's bring up an image of the Republic Frigate. And it has been made as a Lego set. I don't want to use the Lego set as an example, but we can take a little look at the Lego set. I think that would be fun as well. Let me pull that up as I get a good image. The Frigate is the same ship that we see in Phantom, when right at the start, that the Jedi arrive in. That is a Republic Frigate only. We are building ours in grey and red, just like on the Star Wars data bank. All right, The last one was a Clone Wars one. This would also be a Clone Wars one because I don't remember the Frigate showing up at any other point. We have one playset, one polybag, and that is it. There's a Rebel one that is a different ship based off Rebels, I think, where Ahsoka gets her lightsabers. So we have two different ships. I don't even know if I've patched this through. And the ship, I'm trying to think of where this ship would have been, what scene this would have been from. Let's try and work that out as well. This one. Lego Republic Frigate 7964. What scene had the Frigate? Had Quinlan Voss, and is that Agent Evkov? Oh, wait, Evkov. No, with the Wolf Pack. And the Emperor, essentially. Okay, I don't really know what that could mean, but what we can do is cross-reference all the appearances of the Consular class cruiser, aka the Republic Frigate, or the refit. With Evkov, I think, is going to be the least popular out of the Jedi characters. Oh, that's stuck down there. And then we'll see which episodes they both show up in and see if we can pinpoint what this is from. Though Lego don't really keep to that, do they? They have done for the recent sets. We find appearances of both. We can actually split screen Chrome, which is why I love Chrome so much. New split view, that's the one. Where's Evkov? Here we go. Wait, is that all the episodes of Clone Wars? We can fit them almost on one page. That is crazy. Grievous Intrigue is the first one. So that's all the episodes of Evkov. Please say there's a few more for this. Yeah. Oh, yes. There's a few more. There's a few more, all right. Hello there, Tinky. Hello there, Raccoon. Do I own the OG Rex and Cody? I own... Do I have a Phase 1? I have a Phase 1 Rex. I don't have a Phase 1 Cody. No. Phase 1 Rex is with my Santa clone from the Advent calendar, which technically this clone trooper I didn't pick up in the Advent. But I did just grab a Santa hat and whack it on the same clone trooper from the time. And, you know, there's no difference in them. It is the same figure as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no Cody. Who else did I have? A Phase 1. I have some Phase 1 Rex and like the gunner, the pilot. I thought I had another Phase 1. I'll be completely honest. I don't have another Phase 1. So I don't know what I'm thinking of. The other Phase 1. No. Oh, no. The captain from the 2012 Advent. The one with the yellow arms. The new one. When we thought we were getting Phase 1s back at some point. And then they were ripped out from under our fingers. Do we have a point of reference? Grievous Intrigue. All right, that's the first episode. The Evkov and the Frigate both show up in, and then we'll cross-reference with the Wolf Pack next. We've got Voyage of Temptation. No. Duchess of Mandalore. I don't remember Evkov being in that one, so that looks like a negative. Death Trap. Again, no. Lethal Trackdown or Evil Plans? No. Senate, Night Sisters, and Walter. This is exactly how I did it for that video back in the day. Nope. What else we got? Gungan. I don't think he was in Gungan. Nope. Kidnapped, Crisis, Bound, and Point. Kidnapped, Crisis, Bound, and Point. No. Oh, there've been in a few. Sabotage was on here. Sabotage is there. The Jedi who knew too much. Also, wait, Crisis on Naboo. Oh, good thing we went back. The Unknown. No. Conspiracy is on here as well. And then we've got Crisis at Heart. No. So we now have narrowed it down to a few episodes. We have Sabotage. Sabotage is the 17th episode. That means nothing to me. I don't remember this. What is the 17th episode? Anakin and Ahsoka investigate a deadly bombing at the Jedi Temple. It's not going to be from this episode. We got the Jedi who knew too much. which is the following episode. I'm pretty sure the Wolfpack weren't in these. We have Crisis of Naboo, which is a dead page. All right, we'll have to come back and let that one load out. I don't know if that's going to be the same for the rest of these pages. I don't know what's up with Chrome at the minute. Yep, it's a dead page. Oh, snap. Something went wrong. Where's the dinosaur game? Let us play the dinosaur game. Whilst we reference that, let's head back to the desk. And we oh, it's back up. It's back up. Crisis on Naboo is the 18th episode. Oh, look, we've actually got little descriptions here. This is a conclusion to a 4-part arc about Obi-Wan's undercover story. No Wolfpack, so it's not this one. Conspiracy, 2nd episode of season 6. And this is... No, I do not want to watch that commentary. In the sterile laboratories of Kamino, the alien trooper Tup and Fives are quarantined for examination following Tup's shocking murder of a Jedi Master. AZ3! AZ3! We got an AZ3 on display. I don't think there are many Jedi in this. And we've got Grievous Intrigue, which is what I go to with Eve Koff. Jedi Master, which is Eve Koff, is taken hostage and tortured by Grievous. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Adigalia devise a daring rescue plan, but they soon realize the general has a plan of his own. So we've got the bomb-in run. I don't think it's the bomb-in. That's not important enough. This is... Oh, Obi-Wan, undercover. Again, I don't think this is important enough either, so we can cross this off. And then we have... Has the mouse just died? I bet the mouse has just died. Let me grab one of the batteries from this. This is... Eve Koff. I don't think Eve was in this because this is centered around the clone troopers. I do know that what's her name was in this. Shakti was in this, but not Eve Koff, and Quinlan Voss as well. Is Quinlan Voss in the other one? Right, let's have a long Grievous Intrigue. Does Quinlan Voss show up in this? Because I saw Giancarlo as the director and got excited for a minute, but no, not that Giancarlo. It's another one. Any mention of... Oh, there you go, Eve Koff. There is a plot summary. We just need Quinlan. We just need Mr. Voss. Maybe it's Master Voss? Wolfpack? No mention. So I don't think it's from any episode in particular. Definitely a good reference to that Eve Koff episode, though. That was a good one. I quite like that. Hello there, Moonshoes. Welcome. I also have the AAAs for Boost. If anyone was wondering, they did arrive ASAP. So very handy on that front. Let's not do that. Build it. Oh yeah, I was going to get the image up. That's why we were on it. I was going to get the image up and up. There we go. That is what we're building. The Republic Frigate. The hardest part is the roundness of those engines. We have... This is the engine bag. We're going to start with bag 2. No instructions here. No pre-existing mock. No thought that has gone into any of what we're building today. Besides the fact that it will be built. Though I will say, plastic bags. Come on, Lego. And there's no excuse for this set being a year old or anything, because they're meant to have done it by like 2020-ish. They announced they were switching to paper bags and no more plastic bags would be made. Well, this one does say 2017. I don't know, that looks like 2025 ink on it. Don't know if that's... Doesn't smell like 2017 ink. Probably shouldn't sniff ink. They must have made a load of Lego bags in 2017. What happened there? Something funny about that. I guess we also don't need the Acclamator plaque, because that should say Frigate. Republic Frigate. Or what's the frigate? The Republic Frigate. 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 What do you say? Frigate or Frigate? I switch it up. What is... Oh, we've got rid of it. It had a different name on Wikipedia, which I wouldn't take over Star Wars. I take Star Wars Databank every day of the week over it. 138.55 meters, which we'll see what scale that puts this at the end. But here are the engines. I really, really want to connect these blue pieces to the back of the engines if we have one of those axles with a stud on. I forget how hard alternate builds are in the sense of I can't just grab the pieces behind me. That's going to be so annoying, isn't it? Let's open the other ones. That's bag like 4. That's bag 2. This is bag 3. And then bag 1. Nice printed parts in here as well. The 2x2 squares with the Republic logo on, which we need a second angle of the frigate to see if there is... Oh, Republic Cruiser they have as the Phantom Menace one. It's the same thing. It's the same ship. It's the exact same ship. There are some logos. There are some logos here. This would be a great set to get more wolf packs in. I wouldn't mind getting more mini-scale ships with minifigures. I know LEGO haven't done, so they probably won't. That's no reason. Oh, we haven't done it before, so let's never do it. That is not eco-friendly. It's not, and it's not a good mentality to have. Some things are all right, but not for a general thought or way of thinking. It'd be better to switch it up sooner rather than later, you know? Whenever LEGO Star Wars start adding minifigures to the mini-scale sets, there is going to be a load of people saying, me included, oh, look at these minifigures we could have had. But that's going to happen anyway. Yeah, I suppose there's people sat here saying, oh, we could get some wolf packs with a frigate, you know? It's going to happen anyway. Might as well give us some figures. Let me bring that forward. You can see all the pieces. Maybe we don't need the Technic ones. Or, correction, maybe we don't need just the Technic ones. That's an engine. Boy, oh boy, that's an engine. We've got blue bars. Do we not have axles? Like, is this the extent? This is to hold on the wings, right? That can't be the extent of our axles. Oh, no. We got these orange things. I don't want to use these to hold on the engines, but they would hold on the engines. Maybe we can cover them as well. If we have any 1x1. We could also use brackets. I think we start off with the general shape of it, and I'm going to be referring mainly to the actual LEGO set and not the poly bag, but the poly bag build does also give you a good idea of the shape. When was this released? 2013. Just seems to be its own little thing. So we don't need that. We have the logos, which, oh, I've disappeared. Well, there's the logo. You get a better look now that I'm not here. Or not. Where have I gone? Or where has the focus gone? Why are both things missing? Can we not have good things? Well, I'm going to continue talking anyway. As you can see with the image, top right, the logos are on the front of the angled bits, and we do have stripes, which is beautiful because it's going to be hard to get the stripes on the wedge bit. I suppose not too hard, because if we take a look at the box, we do, oh look, there I am. We do have a slight wedge to the stripes. Maybe we could use that. Not a great technology today. Oh, day to day. No, it's not. But you all are going to have to wait to see what Tinks is referring about with the mouse later on in the week. That video is, that video has been a pain to edit, but it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one for you and a fun one for me. Finally being able to watch it and not have to worry about editing it. Whew, cannot wait for that. Did they bag up the wings separately? Or did I just pull that from over there? Is there a 2x2? No. So I did pull that from over there. And does the Acclamator have a Republic logo on both sides? Or is this one of the ships that only has it on one? It does have it on both sides. Oof. I thought for a second it was only going to have it on one side. Well, we've only got those 2 printed pieces. We've already found a home for both of them. Well, if we can find both of them, imagine we're missing one of the printed pieces. How much of a shame that would be. I hope this is still on shelves just in case. Whew. Okay, crisis averted. Crisis on the boo, you could say. You could say it. I'm not going to know. The shaping of this, we do have the darker parts around the back. We've got around here. Can you see my mouse? Oh, there it is. Oh, wow, that opens? That's got a cockpit. No, the minifigure doesn't fit with it down. Surely, but around about here, we've got some darker pieces which could set the angle of the entire ship. Now, this is a bit thin. It's a bit thin for the cruiser. All right, let's part the seas. And we could use these to get the angle. Oh, wait. We totally can use these. If we can find a Technic brick to put these in. How do they connect on the main ship? Is this going to be one of those odd builds where everything has to be a multiple of 1 because that's how the Acclamator was built? It's got that single bridge. Hello there, Isaac. Yeah, it's an odd build. There's a single stud bridge and a single stripe down the middle. So it's all built on or around this one. Oh, okay. I do not like that right now. Maybe I'll feel better about it in a minute. Although, could we not? Oh no, we need the angle. No. We need that angle. Let's start here and work our way backwards. So this is going to be the side, a little bit of greebling, don't hurt down there. And then we've got the wedges coming in. What's that, a 1x5 body? That's wider than the playset. It's wider than the playset. Way too wide for this, I think. So we need some 4x, that would work. Get some 1x's underneath to connect this. And then we're reduced to a 1x3. Now, the set is a 4x, and these outer bits are 8. So if that's 3, this should really be a 6. Not that anyone's counting, but I don't think we have any 6s. Do we even have a 2x6? We have no pieces in this set. At least we've got some 3x's. They might save the day. And then, oh, we've got, yes, we've got these wedges. These will actually save the day, because if I can find something that goes underneath it, something that's probably 4 long. Oh, where's that? Is that the only 2x4 in the set? Wait, this is so hard. How did we build a Venator using this? That is a crazy good achievement. I'm actually going to go with a 2x2. If we can cough that up, please. Thank you. And that will secure one of these outer wedges and start to shape up the wing. I'll do well. We need more Clone Wars minifigures, because a lot of the minifigures we've got recently have been amazing. They have smashed it, but there's always a but. The minifigures have been like named minifigures. We've got the Troopers, that is true. But out of all the Clone Wars episodes, even the ones we've just mentioned, no sets really spring to mind for the sets that I've just mentioned, but they're not the biggest episodes. So that's fair. That's a bit picky saying we haven't got any Lego sets with, I think it was a Frigate that Eve Koff was being held on. Maybe I'm just thinking that because I see it. Saying we haven't got any Frigates with Grievous and Eve Koff and, you know, the specific minifigures. Well, fair enough. That is shaping up quite nice. That also looks like a ship of its own, just flying through. It's kind of Eater styled, isn't it? You could make this into a Clone Trooper Eater without the cockpit. So you wouldn't be able to swoosh it around in space, but it would work as an Eater. I think if it has the shape of an Eater, it is an Eater, and that would work. Also, this doesn't really close in fully, does it? It stays out, and we have a barrel out the front. It's going to be so awkward trying to get that barrel shape and not make it look too weird. Because we have like 2 of these pieces. Hello there, Bevel. Welcome. And a lot of these slopey angled elements, if the barrel at the back, if the engines are going to be too... Hold on, the engines could contain themselves within the shape of the ship. Let's head back to the data bank. Nope, that's not going to work. This is way too big. We need to shrink this down. But can we find any other pieces that use these angles, or at least have some sort of clip element? We can shrink this in by 2 studs if we attach it to the side. Which, that's a plan. Any Technic pins? Any Technic pins? Right, guys, wait, you see Technic pins, right? They're here somewhere, I just haven't seen them. Is this it? Oh, wait, no, these work. These will work. We will use these as Technic pins and they will work. Curious if I could build this ship out of the MIDI scow, because you're going to buy a second one. This is our 3rd build with this set, after the set. And then the Venator, which of course is now an actual set. There's an official set of the Venator. But the pieces in this for the Venator, I think because the Acclamator and the Venator are so similar in terms of their bodies, that went down really well. Whereas this is going to look a lot different by the end of it. We need a 3x. I think I had 3x wedges. These guys. And you could fit in there. A little bit. No, you don't actually fit in there. But you'd work with a 3x3. And we can get some tiles on top to secure down those angles. Sweet. Because boy, do we need those tiles to cover up that mess. Let's try and hide that. How many of these grey ones do we have? Just the one? It's a symmetrical ship. We need to have 2 of them. Like that. And then a giant orange airlock. I see that. If you zoom right in, you see a giant orange airlock. It's just hidden outside for now. That also limits it to 1. Whereas if we push it out, we could have a 2 stud. Yes, that's what we want. We want 2 studs, mainly for like the turret at the front. That's going to be impossible to get 2 little turrets out the front if we're working with a single stud. With these elements, that's impossible. Also, oh yes, you're going to be crucial for the underside. Where are your partner pieces? 1, and we'll break this down. Keep those separate. Can't lose the prints. Where is the other 2x2? Oh, right on the orange. Hidden away. These will be the underside on a snot brick. On a white snot brick. So we've got the single brick, but we do have the double stud on top because... Wait, that works perfectly. It's kind of out of sync with this guy. And would that fit... Hold on. Would that fit... What am I trying to fit here? I don't think we need a plate on the bottom. But if we do, that would fit 2 studs. Maybe we can work in a single stud connection or get like some different plates up there. And we could probably find 2 of these. But we know we have enough of them. Maybe 1 further out. We could play around with that once we've got a solid foundation on the top. Right now we're trying to add a bit more. Get it built out. That's not enough. We need steeper slope. So I think the 2x is going to work nicely. And then a little portion in the middle. Something like this. Oh, but 3x3. Oh, something like this. That would work perfectly. 2x in the middle. We'll just whack something like this there. It's in the system with the other one. And then the same goes for this side. What do we use on here? The orange. Maybe we could connect some of the engines with these blue pins instead. How are we meant to How are we meant to grab this with... I feel like the brick separator should make this easier, but just doesn't. You need to get some tweezers and just catch them on. Perfect. We'll keep those nearby. They're handy. So easy. First time I've used them for a Technic pin. I'm not going to even attempt to pull it out next time by hand. When they make it look that easy, kind of put you to shame doing it by hand, even if you get a good grip. And then to connect the back, I know we're going to connect some tiles on top, and I have said that, but I want to get like a corner plate. If they do the corner plates, the 2x2 elements with the 45-degree cut on a stud, but with studs, that sort of element would be awesome here. But I'm pretty certain that that element doesn't exist. It doesn't exist yet. Maybe soon. Could you like budge over so we can get a little something in there? We could also work one of these pins in here, but my worry is we might need it later on. Each wing did have 2 connections. So I was going to use it later on, but what else have we got that looks like this? On the underside, we've got these. Maybe we don't need it later on. If we do need it, we'll have to come back. Maybe we genuinely don't need it later on. There's no other wedges we could angle. A lot of them are slopes like this that come pre-angled. So that's how we'll get up to the cockpit. Maybe we don't need it. Maybe we can even go wild and just get rid of the back section. No, that's not going to look right. We need another image in Star Wars. You know what? It wouldn't look too bad, I have to say. It wouldn't look too bad at the back, but it does complicate the actual structure of the build unless we're willing to lower this down by a plate and try and work with jumpers. Hopefully we'll see custom minifigures on characters from the 9th Jedi in the future. Definitely, I'll be onto that. Oh yes. Oh yes. The Ahsoka ones. If I wasn't doing the Ahsoka trailer ones, I would have already made them. But there's a lot coming out for Star Wars now. I wouldn't mind. I'm surprised other custom companies haven't jumped on it, because you think of how many clone troopers there are. Most of us aren't picking 5 Blighs up, and a lot of the custom clones I see, because they're like 45 quid, are just that, are the Bligh minifigure. Check out today's video as well, we talk about it a bit more. But it surprises me there isn't more 9th Jedi, isn't more of the niche stuff that no one else covers. But maybe it's because no one else is covering it, they don't know it exists. I wonder how many of these custom companies are keeping up with the new stuff, and how many just loved Clone Wars back in the day, because it's always those Clone Wars figures that I see. But I think that's definitely because I keep up more with the Clone Wars stuff. as much with the Clone Wars stuff, not more, but definitely as much. We could add a little something like, actually, do we have 4s? Is that the perfect size? Was I making it too long before? Is that all we need? Oh, we need a little more than that, right? Might be perfect. As long as we've got enough 1x4s to back it, which I'm seeing 5s, I'm seeing 3s, seeing these pieces, which I am not a massive fan of. Not a lot of 1x4s, not a single 1x4 in this set. Whoa, no. No way. No way is there not a single 1x4 in this set. We'll open a new tab. Let's not get rid of that. The Acclamator's got to have a 1x4. Oh, I did not want to press any of that. Let's sort by name. We want plate 1x4. 3s. 3, 4s. Yes! There's 2 of these and 4 dark grey. All right, we can add some dark grey in there. That would work. Or do we add... Oh no, they're too big. They're way too big. They don't work. They might work as like filler in the middle, but they don't work for this. Not at all. And with the way we've got it styled at the minute, wait, that's out of system. That does not line up. Oh, because we've used Technic. We have used Technic, which means we need one of those jumpers. That would come in handy. Can we get this out a little bit more? Get the 2x3 around that, get some tiles on it. Do we have enough pieces for the bottom? Looking for more 3x3s and those small wedges. Because we don't have enough of these tiles and plates. Ah, dark red. Let's get dark red stripe in here as well. We do have the turret on one side. There's definitely dark red stripes on the underneath. How many dark red stripes? 3. Really? Why 3? What? That's such an odd number. Why 3? Why 3 of them? Ouch. That could work with the printed tile in the middle. Although the printed tile really has to stick out a bit more. You're on the front, but you're like there-ish. You're like there-ish. Not really further forward than that, and a bit smaller, maybe a tan circle. We don't have those. We have white, we have yellow, and we have transparent blue. So that'll work. On the outsides, we do have that red turret as well. What looks like a turret in this? And what can we use as a turret? We have rollerblades. They make good turrets. Oh, they make really good turrets on the side here. And this will have to be dark grey. We need a dark grey 1x4. But we still haven't found where the 4 of them are. I'm just blind. 1, 2. There's... Oh, we got dark red tiles. Ooh. Oh, we've got loads of these. Okay. I love that for us. That'll come in handy. We got some plates. We got some plates. 1, 2, 3. And we haven't used any 1x4s. They come in a separate bag. They came in a bag later on. So this is now the back of the ship. So I'm gonna have to flip that white plate and get that. That is 11. I think the ship is another couple studs out from that. Not quite 11 more. Not. Maybe. Oh, that's gonna have to be 1 more out, isn't it? Let's see what that looks like for the front of the ship. See if we can size that up, get some reds on the front. We'll use snot bricks for that, or brackets. Probably snot bricks. Or brackets. We'll see. And the visor as well will be a fun one to whack in. I'm thinking grill and 2 of these. So already our front, wishful thinking this is, will be 5 studs tall. That's screaming for a bracket. That can't be. That can't be. Cannot be snot bricks, because we'd have to add a snot brick on the top, then we'd have to add at least 2 snot bricks on the bottom, whereas this is a few brackets, and it's a few brackets that will lock in place, because if we have more brackets here, or we could lock this in place with the brackets. I'm definitely thinking of using this slope at the front as well. But how much dark red do we have? So it's really dark red on the top. Dark red on the top. We've got this and we've got the other slopes. They're the same, but different. Same, but different. That would work on a 2x3. And we could get this into system with just the 2 jumpers. 2 jumpers, we could work this on top. Because this would go onto a 2 wide plate and would have tiles. Is there like a 2x4 that we want hidden? We could work that under here. This would also be a great opportunity to give us a commander in a set. You know how they've been doing with the MTT with Bly, with Bakara in the turbo tank, with, I guess we could say, like Barrow in the 8080 this year. Those sort of minifigures, Lego don't typically give us just because. They don't like dropping those in a random set. Rex is the only exception because of Rex's popularity. And look at the marketing campaign. Look, there wasn't a campaign. All they had to do was release images of Rex in a Y-Wing, and everyone was talking about it, which did itself a load of good. Not sold out for a while. You're folded out. You're overlapping, but not a lot. I think at most you'd be there. So we'd need wars up here and another plate. Oh, perfect. No 2x6s. No 2x6s. So that's a grey tile, isn't it? Like a 2x3. 2x3 and any random colored tiles like this. Like this. Could we get an orange one hidden? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Hide the orange one. Wait, is there another orange? Oh, there are more oranges. Let's use oranges instead of grey. Republic Frigate. I think it'd have to be Wolf. It'd have to be Wolf. Wolf is included in this set as well. It's where my mind goes. Not saying Wolf's the perfect minifigure to add, but Wolf is a pretty cool minifigure to add. And we need a Wolf like the new ones. We've only got 2 minifigures that we've seen in Phase 2 armor that we haven't received in Phase 2 armor. And that is Wolf and Gree. We need a new Gree as well. So I wouldn't mind a Wolf, wouldn't mind a Gree. These studs are going to be visible from the inside when it rotates. So I'm going to add grey studs in here. Oh, 1x1s. I've seen a few dark grey 1x1s that would work. And I think a stud's easier to add than a 1x1 plate. Could even get a little cheeky bracket in there. That's pushing it. All those 1x4s. How many? There were 2. We got 1, and I've lost where I just put the other one. It might have been. I might have just thrown that straight into my hand. There we go. That might be a bit more secure than 1x3s. And the 1x3s, we've already used the 2x3. They'd be good on backup. Hate to admit it. It's mainly the minifigures I want these sets for, not the builds. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here trying to build it. Pointing forward, I do think you've got to go on the inside. The outside is just too far out, and we need that other turret. And that should be the top of the wings done. Should we work on the bottom? Should we wait that out? Ooh. Ooh, hold on. This could be a good idea. With this for the bar, the 2-length bar. We have 2-length bars in this. Ooh. Load more turrets. We get one of these on the front. Now we want the 1-star. That was always going to be the case. Don't want the 1-star until you want the 1-star. Yeah, we could get like a bar or a grill on the front. We could also have just clipped these to the bottom. We could have used these on the top. We could use these to hold. Is there any vertical stud other than vertical pin other than this 1x1? We could use this to hold the engines on. That'd be a crazy technique. Using one of these, and or a stud with a hole in with a 2-bar. Yeah, I'm gonna put these aside for the engines. The ideas are just coming out. Do we have 2 of you? We do. Okay, we could hide a little something in there. And then we get some studs. Don't know if we can cover up the orange with just studs. You'd also cover up most of the base. Are we happy with that? What's the display like for this? Let's build the display first so we know where it's standing. Oh, few brackets on that. Because all these bases are the same up to the connection. Oh, this was a good ship. This is one of my favorite midis. We've built this one. We've built the invisible one. Nope, the invisible hand. The invisible one. We built the midi scale Wonder Woman's jet, Invisi jet. We've built, yeah, the home one, the invisible hand, this one. And I went to build the Nebulon B Frigate, or the Nebula B Frigate, which is the blue version. And didn't get around to that. I don't think I will get around to it. It's a very skinny ship. Not a fan of the skinny ones. Like them with lots of windows, lots of little bits on top. Ah, wait. We didn't use that. We went to, but we didn't use it. It's here. We could also swap this out, right? We could swap this for Technic brick if we needed it. We don't need it. Keep in mind, if we do need it, we can come back and steal a few pieces of this display. We'd know what we have then to work. And this is where the minifigures could stand. Look, there's space for minifigures. This is the fig space right here. Don't we have the big bricks up the side? These ones. That's not on this page. And then these slopes require... Wait. Do I have a brick across here? These... Oh, what we're using for the cockpit, right? Is that... They're going to take that away from us, are they? Hopefully we've got a third one, but I don't think you get spares in these sets. No, not the cockpit. All right, I'm going to leave that blank because we want to get minifigures there. I got my Wolfpack troopers waiting in the wings. We'll bring those in once we're done with this display, actually, so we can talk more about the minifigures because we got a load of Legions, and I like the fact that they haven't revisited the 501st much since they updated them. We do have... Oh, thick brick. We got this one. They haven't done the 501st much outside of the battle pack that we got, the specialist battle pack. And they were in... I feel like I'm missing something. But we haven't got them too much. I'm definitely missing something. What other set did we get the 501st in? No, that was it. All right, I can't think of it. It doesn't exist right now. Maybe I'll remember later. But we've been getting the Shock Troopers. Actually, Shock Troopers have been in a lot. The Gunship, the Battle Pack, the magazine like twice. They haven't been in a lot either. There's not a lot of figures that we've got. And it's really nice seeing all the Legions coming out. But the important question, what's next? What Legion is next? Next year is the anniversary of A New Hope. But it's also the anniversary... Seven. What was 7? 97. 2007 was Clone Wars. Was that the movie? 2007. Or have I completely lost it? No, 2008. 2008, right? When was the Clone Wars movie? It was, as you can see, August 15th. That says 2008, and that is according to Wikipedia. 50th anniversary of Star Wars. So the Clone Wars is the following year. Do you think we can get Phase 1 clones? Do you think that's on the cards for 2027? That would be an awesome 2027. This year we got the 322nd, and it feels a bit dry. Other than that, we got 322nd. It's been very Mando and Smart Play heavy, though. So we've sort of excused it, and last year was so good. Last year we got the Clone Pilots as well. I completely forgot about that. So actually, if they stay on shelves for 2027, I think 2028 they could kickstart the year with some Phase 1 Clone Troopers, drop a little battle pack, little play set, and then some bigger ones later on. And then some bigger ones later on. The 50th anniversary of Star Wars, yes. I like the way you've said that, because Star Wars isn't just A New Hope. Star Wars is so much more now. Oh, wait. What? Oh, okay. I get that. I thought they just put a 1x1 plate and a 1x2 plate next to each other instead of a 1x4. Well, two 1x1s. Then you go on top, right? Oh no, you go in the middle? Oh, it's been so long since I've built one of these. Also, we've gone with the 3-stud connection here. I actually wanted to switch that around. Do we have a 1x2 in black though? It doesn't seem we do. We'll fill it with something. What I want to do is pull this all apart. Come on, off you come. And just have the 1x4 in there. So none of this. Oh, I caught it. I think oh, did I? I swear I caught that. What was it? The 1x1. Oh, I dropped it. It fell on the beanbag, so I didn't hear it. I like the way you said 50th anniversary of Star Wars, because it is Star Wars. It's everything. So we could get some more prequel stuff. And I'd be down for that. Boy, would I be down. I think most of us would be down for some more prequel stuff. Never a dull time with the prequels. A few dark moments. Yeah, quite a few dull times, I suppose, when I put it that way. But never that sort of dull time. You go there, which means you have to be 1x2s, which means you're annoying. That's what you are. You are annoying. We get a spare 1x1 in black. And we have like 1x3s. But we do have another 1x2. Ah, yes. Wait, I said another 1x2. Did we have one to begin with? I thought we did have one. Oh no, that's the double bracket. That's the double bracket. And then we've got a plate going across it. Oh, but we have that 1x3 that I'm totally not going to use later, which I can put across as a makeshift 1x4. Zero Company comes out this week. It does. It does. It does. I was going to do something for Zero Company, but I want to see Zero Company either play it if I can, or at least like get the cutscenes. I'll probably try and do one of those. Do I have a 2x2 in black? No. I just stick that. Oh, hold on. Where's the bracket go? Ah, yes. There's the bracket. That is not centered. That is not centered at all. You got. To be fair, you're not going to be centered, are you? No matter where I put you, might as well have you sticking out the front than the back. And there is the darkest display case you have seen. Yeah, Zero Company is going to be a good one. I like the look of that. Oh, look, 2 studs. They'll be used later. And a 1x4 toll across the front, right? Which I'm not seeing. No! Oh, you used the funky pieces. So about that, I don't want to. Maybe. Was there a 1x4 in dark red? Wasn't there some 1x6s or something? Did I see that? No, I'm imagining that. We need some sort of black tile. I think because it doesn't give us a black tile in this, we just leave that plain at the front. Or can attach this straight on. We have it at a slight angle, just laying there. Then we get a Lego Star Wars tile. I think we leave that plain, but I said about getting some figures on it. So that is what we'll do. And for those figures, we'll come back to our... Oh, I'm on the beanbag. We'll come back to our clone wall and take a little look for the wolf pack, which are right here. We've got 2 wolf pack clone troopers. We'll grab both of them. There are 2 displays, 2 minifigure spaces. For the Acclamator, I would have gone with, I don't know who I went with, but for the Acclamator now, if they were to include him in the set, it'd have to be a Phase 1 clone and maybe Shark T. It's either Shark T or could be like the clone trainer. Like, it'd have to be some sort of special minifigure in relation to the clone troopers. Shark T overlooked that. It'd have to be Shark T and a Phase 1 clone. And then for the Venator, I would go... We made Anakin's Venator. Did we do that with the MIDI scale? I think we did. So that would be Anakin's Venator, Anakin and Yularen. I know they went with Yularen and Rex, but it'd have to be an Anakin for me. And then for Random Venator. I think it'd still have to be Anakin, maybe Anakin and Kenobi. No, it'd have to be Anakin and Yularen. I couldn't not do Anakin and Yularen. That would be, has to be done. Has to be done. But for this, we're talking Wolfpack. So the first minifigure on the right-hand side will be a Wolfpack clone trooper. I think that makes sense. Hopefully we don't bash their head with a ship once it's on. And the second minifigure, accompanying the Wolfpack, isn't Plo Koon, but it's Wolf from the Wolfpack. It's Wolfie. Has to be Wolf. These two minifigures are going to look great on the display. And there's going to be a hole in the clone wall, but I'm running out of space on the clone wall as it is. You see all these clone troopers filling out, and then you've got like the Bad Batch. They don't stand out as much, but there are a few odd minifigures. I need to sort that out. From what you've heard about Zero Company, there's a lot of replayability because a lot of things can change depending on what you choose and how you attack. That's what I'm thinking. Even if I watch it first, when I get around to playing it, my story is going to be completely different. And that's what we were saying recently we want from a Lego game. That is a Lego game where there's different choices. And ultimately, there might only be, you know, 5 endings. But with the way Zero Company is run, those 5 endings will have each different stories dependent on which characters you make it to the end with and how many survive, sort of thinking. And obviously, the harder the game mode, the more chance of you losing your favorite characters, which is always crazy, especially for a Star Wars story. To then have some main characters end up not making it is nuts, absolutely nuts. I'm gonna find some. Oh, I'm gonna put that down here then, so you can admire the clone troopers that look beautiful. We've got this space to fill up. The fact that's not aligned is starting to bug me. So we could use Technic. We need something that really has multiple studs out the side. So I'm leaning towards using multiple of these snot bricks. Maybe even bulking it out a little bit. We've started building up to the front here. We know how tall that's going to be. So, oh, should that be one further out? Because our bracket's not going to fit. Our bracket's not going to fit unless we ditch the brackets and try to find something else that looks like a window. We've got some clear round pieces. It's not really window, not window material. Oh, we've got, oh, I could use that. The slopes. Slopes might work a bit better. And then, we'll see. We'll see about that. Even something like this. Okay, that didn't want to go on. A lot of these 1x1 bricks, I'm pretty sure these were from the same bag. One's red, one's white. Oh, there's another white. Do we have another red? No, just the one red. Maybe there's a left-right scenario. Oh, this will work. This will work on top. We got the turret overhead. We'll have this and then a bracket going down. And those brackets going down will be the plates. Not the plates, the dark red tiles. So hold on to those. I'm assuming we got 2 of everything, but that single stud in the middle does mean that some of these things will only have the one of them, which is worrying a little bit. Oh, and that tells us how low down we can go. We can go a bit further with these. We can get a bit more of an angle underneath. So let's add a single plate. Just a 1x2, nothing too fancy. Make sure we're getting the best angle we can. And I am thinking with the one stud, the one row of studs, to connect this to the main body of the ship, I am thinking more about trying to leave it like that and get a panel would be perfect. Or we could use bars and the studs with a hole. Even a 1x3 with holes, and then get, well, we could get up to 4 bars through. We don't have any clear bars. We've got the blue bars, and then we have the grey ones that I do want to use for the engines. But I think that's just going to look like, that's going to look good. It's going to look awesome. We won't use the blue bars for anything else, but like they're going to stand out on the display. So if we can help it, let's not do that and get this connected like so. Yeah, that wing shape isn't half bad for what it is. We do need to have this a bit shallower. And that comes with, oof, I was worrying that would leave behind. How many 1x1s do we have? The non-snot brick 1x1s as well. Ooh. It's a big shame that we don't have any sort of Technic 1x4. That would really save us here. But no Technic 1x4. We've got snot bricks. If we have a snot brick with a stud on either side, just a 1x1, so we're not filling up any more of the front, we could use that. That will come in handy, but they seem to be studs on all sides or studs on two sides and a 1x2. We want the 1x1. Oh, look, there's a yellow one. 3 different colors. Perfect. Just in case we want to show it off on the outside. Well, that didn't sound too good. A lot more turrets, a few more slopes. We might be able to get that one on the back. Big old turret at the back. And these could also work as a turret, or at least to show one up. No more of the snot bricks. We'll have to double up one of these then. Double that up and get the 1x3 jumpers. For 1x3 plate, that's a 1x2 jumper. I've seen 1x3 jumpers. We've had a little look on Brickout. We know they're here. We've got 2 in black. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now I'm remembering. And this will hold it out a little. Maybe we could get the 4x on now. Maybe now we've stretched it out just a little bit, we'll get the 4x on and be able, oh wait, the 4x would line up. And it would work, it would work. It would hold itself with just the smallest gap between. I don't even think it's worth putting a bracket on there. But if we would, what would the bracket look like? What do I think of the Death Star slice? It's a very expensive Lego set. It is very, very expensive, but it looks amazing. It does look amazing. No defying that. It's worth its price. I just think the price is too much for my pockets. No chance I'll be picking that up anytime soon. Okay, that's a 3 then. Yeah, I got to see it in the Lego store shortly after it came out. Earlier, actually, I say shortly after it came out. Was it Christmas, which was a few months, or was it like the start of the year, the first Lego store trip of this year, which wasn't nearly when it came out. I got to see it around the time, and it is massive. It's a lot bigger than I think many people realize online, which is why so many complaints about the price. It sucks that it's so expensive, but it's worth its weight. It's actually twice as cheap as microfighters, as most microfighters. I found that out recently. Microfighters based on weight are twice the price per gram. I think it works out that the microfighters are 12 pence per gram and the Death Star is 6 pence per gram of Lego brick. Oof. So if you need to convince anyone why it's such a good set, bring that one up. That will work. that'll get them. Yeah, it is pricey though, isn't it? Are you gonna line back up the way I want you to, or are you just gonna complicate things in there? And the same with, oh wait, we need the one, yeah, we need the single stud, don't we? I'm trying to find 1x4s. We don't have 1x4s. I remember that now. We've only got 5s, 3s, and other funky little pieces. And I think these bricks are going to be fine to connect in. Little bit of white. Nope, those bricks need to be secured down. That answers that question. I was hoping for a bit too much there. Oh, we've also moved you even further forward. That's not going to help it. Woohoo! I like the minifigures in the Death Star. I think there was a good choice of minifigures, especially Palp's. Oh, Palp's advisor. Palpatine's the Emperor's advisor. We only got one of them. I think that's good enough from Lego. I don't expect Lego to come out with every single niche character. But if I do get that set or I end up building any more of it, I will be making those figures. I will be making customs of those figures because they are not very good characters, you know, they work for the Empire and all, but in terms of minifigures, there's some good figures to get. You're going to have to either be, what would it have to be, like, as steep? Oh, wait, we've just had those in. They didn't look good. Because you point down, oh, do you have to point? No. Wait, how did this, is this not fully pressed in? That's why it's not fully pressed in. We need a slight angle. So let's remove the plate in the, no plate in the middle. Oh, wait, that is the original angle we had. Oh, we're gonna need to go lower than that. There's no way that's the original angle, is there? We could attach this directly, and that could hover here, and then we can get some plates on the underside, especially with that stud in the side. That could go underneath the Technic holding it down. But I don't know how that's going to look. At least we know this one can have studs out, and we can tile it off as well. That would be quite handy. For the next UCS set, I think next year we're probably going to get a Falcon, as they did the Death Star so early. I think they're going bigger in terms of not size, but what people want more of. And the Falcon's a little more iconic than the Death Star, just a little bit. Just a little bit more iconic. There's nothing else they could pull, really, other than the Falcon. Ooh. Now, these is quite flat on the side, so I've sloped it out a bit too much here. But we don't have any flat ones. Oh, no, you're misleading. Oh, we do. We do have flat ones. Hang on. We make it 3 wide, and then we just need to add brackets on the side at the front. You too thick? I think you might be too thick. I think you would also need brackets up the side there. We don't have a lot of brackets, but in all honesty, we don't need a lot of brackets because one bracket with 2 studs will hold like 5 wide plates. Oh, and then we get a little roundedness of the bottom, something that starts to round off, and it's got to be conical. So if we've got a plate that matches this, or is a little sharper, that'll work. That's not going to hold it on though. It will work together, but it's not going to hold it. But that is the sort of cone we want at the front. So I know what we've got there, and we do have enough of these. We don't have enough to do it at the back though. We'll use some of the other pieces and a round 2x2. That's got an axle. Oh, that's got an axle piece in. Also, like 75159. Is that 75159? 75404. 159 I've heard recently. Maybe not 75 though. I might be thinking of a Marvel or Marvel 75. 75159. We got there in the end. Oh. The round one. Yeah, this is more of a Master Builders. I wanted the Death Star to be a Master Builders set when it got announced. When we saw the first images of the slice, I don't think it works as a Master Builders set. I think these are better Master Builders sets. If they polish them up, maybe they'd have to tile them off a little. But they work better as Master Builders sets than the new ones. Also, if we have these, no, let's add these first, and then we'll get on to adding other bits. I was going to add a 3 length. We don't have any bushes in here, do we? In a Star Wars set? Shrubbery? Never. We do. Oh, I'm going to need another plate. We do have another one, but we also have 2x2s. I'll put them in first, and then I'll put these in. So the axle has somewhere to go. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. And this would mean we need a 2 wide, wouldn't it? Or would a 3 wide still fit? I suppose if it sticks out a little bit, it's not the end of the world. That'll be all right. As long as it's central, it won't bug me too much. Where did we put? Oh, wait. I've mix and matched. So confusing. The fact that this set cost £400, I saw this at Legoland, and they had a few of these at Legoland. I'm pretty sure it was after the set officially retired. They must have kept them in stock just in case anyone wanted to pick up one on their travels. A big set to be hauling around Legoland for the day. I can tell you that. I didn't haul it around, but that's one reason not to pick it up. You go back a bit. Oh, you gonna line up with the studs over here, or you need to be in the middle? So you need to be one over, and this will also link up, I hope, with the other half of the ship. We can get you in. Oh, hold on. Do you not? What part of you isn't right now? What part of you is? Oh, it's the rounded plate. So you need to be one further down, but you're like perfect there. Oh, you're so good. Why? Why does this work the way it does? We don't have anything that... I say we don't have anything. We do have snot bricks that could probably hold you up there. But you can't be held up. It'd have to be a bracket that points upwards, and I'm not seeing a lot of those brackets around. Yeah, the minifigures from this are cool. Missing like Palp's Advisor in this one, but it's the sort of figure I think Lego would give nowadays with it. Also, the front of the ship, how far down does that go? That goes... Oh, that doesn't go down this far. Oh. So that's a... Is that a 2x3? That definitely looks more like a 4, but it doesn't look like a 4. Oh, there's another little bit sticking out here. We can get a little slope in for that. That will do. And then we could 2x3 most of it. You do need a bracket, though. You need a bracket further over. We need more brackets and clips in these sets. I know they have so many. When you're building the set, you think there's a lot. And then you get around to something like this. Oh, hold on. If you go up by like half, what about these studs? Would 2 of these hold you in? Would 2 of these will hold you in? But would 2 of these hold you in the way I want you to hold in? And that bracket is going to be a problem because that's going to be in our way. They would hold in if they could reach, but that bracket's stopping it. Is there a smaller bracket? And would that smaller bracket with the 1x4? Yeah, that would work if we could shrink that bracket. Is there a 1x1? 1x1 going once, going twice. You're the wrong way. No, is the answer to that. No, there is not. No, there's not the one bracket that we need. The one that we need, and there's no way to like flip that into one of these brackets or the smaller brackets. Would you, if we got a 2x4 in there, we could get these funky studs in. And we haven't used 2x4s yet, have we? We did say there was only like, oh, wait. There weren't any 2x4s, we said. I think we said there weren't any 2x4s. Or there was, but only in the display. I'm seeing a 2x4 here. We didn't say anything about 2x4s. I think we were inconclusive about 2x4s. And I concluded that our inconclusivity was a denial. And it wasn't. We do have a 2x4. Do we have a funky coloured 2x4 or any other funky coloured plates? Oh, I tell you what, we do have green. We can whack the green in. I like that. And then everything else that went on top that I totally remember the order and I'm not going to mix it up. This is mixed up. That wasn't... Oh, I suppose the green plates weren't there. That might be why it looks a bit weird. This is in there solid, though. These slopes are not falling off. Hopefully, neither are any of these plates. Because security does help when you're building a MIDI scale model. There's not many plates here to hold everything on. Oh, you don't fit. You don't fit. Oh, no. Because you're upside down. There's nothing, is there, to connect this? No frying pan studs. This is where I normally whack in some sort of dodgy connection that Lego would never have the pieces in a set for. They just don't have the pieces in this set for it. Is there any way I can hook you in from around the back? There's also the green and the orange slightly visible. I also don't think that these two... Oh, wait, you're going to be further... Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't actually think you fit side by side. I think we need... Oh, another one of these. Really? No, you wouldn't fit because you both overlap as well. Oh, maybe there's no partner piece for this. That is the dome we want. That is exactly what we want from the dome. So I'm going to keep this element either side and try and continue without. And it's more of a dome than the barrel that Lego. Yeah, it's more of a straight dome. It's not too pointy at the ends, but that's why we've spread it out, thicken it up a little bit. Where did the other pointy thing go? Seem to have half of one of them here. Maybe I broke it down. I don't know why I did that. We need that. Maybe I did break it down. I think we've only got 2 of each of these. I do think we could change this slope. It's handy having one in the middle, but it would also be handy just running a tile along it, or, you know, the three of them really widen this more than I'd like to. I'd like it to be too wide, not too wide. And then lead straight up. Yeah, something like that. And we can get some slopes in the middle. This will be perfect for them. In fact, because these slopes don't match perfectly the angle of these pieces, do they? No, they don't match it perfectly. We actually need to open it. I thought we could get away with closing it a little. Maybe we use one of these. Do you think we could fit a minifigure inside? If we do, that'd be crazy if we could fit a fig inside this thing. I didn't plan for that. I think the gap might be too small. We could fit some sort of micro fig though. If we can get a 2x2 element that we won't be using, so I'm trying to preserve these grey ones. There's no other... Oh, it doesn't have to be a 2x2. We can connect it beyond. But a 2x2 would work best. Or 1x2s. We've got a few brown ones. 2 of these, a brick and a clip. Maybe this can store the weapons of the minifigures. So the Wolfpack Clone Trooper and Wolf themselves would have some sort of weapons, probably pistols for Wolves, and the Wolfpack just a regular blaster, nothing special there. This would be where they hide them. Instead of getting them out on display. Okay, that needs to go 1 plate lower. So another 2 1x2 plates. There was a pink one, and that was all I could see. There are some studs, some pink studs as well. Let's hide the pink studs in here. Hope they're not too visible through the clips. Hold on. Pink studs might be pushing it. Are you going to be visible through the clip? It's dark enough that they're not. Oof, okie dokes. So this is where the brackets are going to come down. We're going to have... See, this would be a good place to get some clips for those weapons as well. And then store those on the inside. Or maybe down here get some clips for them. We're going to have a 1x2, then a bracket. And they'll be the brackets that point up. The dark bluish grey ones. Dark bluish grey 1x1s. The Death Star, you know that original Death Star? Or, yeah, not the original. The original was the Death Star 2, but that Death Star playset was re-released as well. There are two different versions with slightly updated minifigures. The one that was re-released. They don't look bad enough to have re-released figures, but yeah, they have some re-released and updated figures is what they did to it. I think we go back to 6s here, or get a better color that's not green and won't stand out, because I want this to just be one shade and 2 plates, 2 bricks wide, so that as it grows to the cockpit, it's not standing out too much. We really want this to be the one part of the ship that doesn't stand out. Maybe even swap in, is this an 8? Do we have the dark grey 8s with them? Swap in these out to 2 lots of plates, and then that would, yes, there's an 8, there's an 8. That would mean we'd have to focus on some supports for this. We could get a little slope under there, but easy on the slopes now. They'll be needed at the back. So there we go. Kind of fills it out. We do need a 1x2. Let's use this piece that I complain about Lego using and not using all of the studs. And now I'm going to whack, there's a 2x3. I was about to whack it in. I didn't. I decided to not go down that dark path. It would have haunted my destiny forever. I couldn't have handled that. Where'd the other side go? And this will stick out the top then. Just like so. You go under. Yeah, we could build you up further on top. Easier to work with under than over. I love this. Love this connection. The end of the axle. That is amazing. I think we could push this one back, actually. It is getting there. I see what you did there. All right. 1, 2, 3. Really want to use those Technic pieces. There's no way to work this in with those Technic ones, though. Although, I suppose there is this style of... Oh, I always forget that these hinge bricks don't have any... Look at that. Don't have any bars in the middle. They've got the little pluses. Annoying they are, because no, we can't get any sort of connection in that. We could use some more of these orange pieces. They could definitely get in the way for us. We just slope it off. I think this is our way to go. Oh, hold on, hold on. These have got holes in. So if we offset this, there we go. We have to offset the snot brick, and that is what's going to then allow us to attach those hinge bricks, get them into system. But we do need to attach that one over. It's not going to work as it is, or... Oh, yeah, we'd need a jumper on that, and that would lower it, which I'm not particularly fond of, making that any lower. Or that 1x1 would be extra support. Where'd the grey one go? There it is. And then we get the jumper on that. And that kind of lines up with the rest of the ship. Still don't know what we'd have for the front though, because we need to get this much lower if we want any sort of connection to not stand out. We could... What could we do here? No, nothing, because of this being out of system sort of throws the whole ship sideways. We'd need this to be half in like that. Actually, we'd be able to do that with a few different snot bricks. If we could get the bracket right now, does that bracket, it says it fits, but does it really fit? Does it really want to fit? And then we'd need to pop this off so we could get this in, because I'm not sure this will... Oh wait, the snot brick doesn't fit on the bracket because of the studs. No! So close, but yet so far. There is a way we can work this in because it slots in perfectly here. And that would be quite flat though. We'd need it one up. We'd need it one up, in which case we'd need, what would we need? We'd need some sort of bracket combo, I think. I think that's how we get this done. Some sort of bracket combo or some sort of half and half snot brick. We could get something in here that would allow the snot brick to sit. That would work the same as the top. And then it would be about the same level as the barrel once we've added that plate on the bottom. Sometimes have missing pieces, and in many cases you can get them from your binner sets that you didn't use. Yeah, that's what we need here. I've been getting a load of missing pieces with Lego sets recently though. I feel like all I've done this year, every time I crack open a Lego set, and I haven't counted these parts. When I get round to breaking, I'm going to put any parts we don't use today, I'm going to put them aside in the box. I'm actually going to get one of the bags, put them back in so that I can count and see if all the pieces are there. Because I can guarantee you we're missing at least 2 pieces in this set. This is a prime time for missing parts in Lego. It's crazy. It is crazy. And the fact that I've put in, I think it's something crazy. Obviously around Christmas and my birthday there were more, and I've still got a few unopened boxes over here. There's still a few sets that I haven't even cracked. Might be worth just counting the parts first, make sure we've got them all before we build them on stream. But it's crazy that Lego doesn't inquire about them. Like I say, I suppose, especially for me, I don't know if Lego have paired it up. I did last time I contacted them, I got a little hello Master Mouldie, which shocked me because I was using my personal account and you know, someone at Lego knows, but I couldn't trace back if I'd used, I don't think I contact Lego under the channel name, or if I'd used like the wrong email or something, but they know. Lego know. That was crazy. Then again, they have commented on this channel, so I think they are watching. Lego are watching. A 2x5 is too long at the front, but a 2x2 isn't long enough. We don't have any 2x3s, so we've got to go with the 1x4. Maybe the front of it we ignore and we just include these plates on the side. They'd be right at the top. Yeah, that was crazy with the email. Always a surprise when they use it. But it is disappointing, the missing parts and the missing pieces that we're getting. There's some problems with the manufacturing of Lego that hopefully they sort out soon, because it is getting bad. It has been bad. It's been bad for a little bit. We don't have a brick. Oh, wait. No. We do have a snot brick with studs on only 2 sides. Wait, but we can't use it because what I wanted to do, we found out I couldn't do. But we have the element. We have the element, which is good. How am I going to now connect this and patch this through? Because that was the hard part before, and that seems to still be the hard part now. At least with this, if I can connect it one over, we can then squeeze these in. And we wouldn't need any extra space. Wouldn't need to switch around the Technic at all. But I would still need to find a way to squeeze this in. I don't think we could just balance it. We could. Actually, that is in there snug. That holds up. That is not coming out. It will do once we've got some plates on it. It definitely will do. And we also need to put it, I think, 1 plate further out so that the plates actually work how we'd like them to. Oh, and it's on 1 stud, so we have a little point of rotation. That rotation will be handy. But we probably won't need that rotation. Now that we've got it, we're not going to need it. That's always the case. You need what you don't have, and you don't need what you've got. That's... Oh, hold on a second. What if we were to add a jumper in here and then connect plates to it? I think it still needs to be one higher. Yeah, it needs to be one higher to get the... Does it? Or does it need to be one higher? No, it does need to be one higher because that's... This would be weird. Maybe that's what we need at the front as well. We need these to almost be touching. Let's pop these out. They look cool, but they might be in the way because they're the points that are going to be touching first. See, now that gets in a lot closer. A lot closer. And then we'd have that 1x4. We've got 5s. We do have 4s for the back, and we did have a stripe, don't we, at the bottom? So I'm going to use tiles for now. We can switch those out to plates, but we've got more tiles. Hello there. Acclamator. Hello there. So there's our stripes. We're going to need to fill... Wait, we've got pink. I didn't think about the pink. Do we have a brick that... Technic would work. What do we have in there? Technic would work, would leave some of them exposed. We don't really want them exposed, but the alternative is finding a weird mashup of bricks to fit in there. And with a Technic... Wait a second, are you like locked in place between the both of these? Would you work with one stud? Or do you need two to survive? If you work with one stud, that's good. That's good. We can use that. Use my knowledge. We will. We can use it. We will use it. Rest assured. What do we have on top here? We had the ramp. So this is going to be for weapons. A little bit of storage in there. Love the design of that. We could also get some bricks on the front. This is going to need some sort of snot and some sort of detailing, and we're going to need to connect this up as well. So with that Technic pin, I'm thinking of getting some... Oh, yes. Oh, wait. We need a 1x. How do we make you 1x in like 2 plates? How do we make you 1x? And then connect you here. So I'm thinking we use this snot brick. We then have the Technic clip and another snot brick, and then we can detail up the side, and that will fit in. We just need to merge it. So we need to make this go from 1 stud wide to 2 studs wide. There are a few pieces. There are 1x2s. That's a good bet. And then we'd need like a 3. We'd need a 3, so we could attach another 1x2. How many do we have? Enough 1x2s to be spending them like this? Do we have... What's our 1x... Oh, let's get a red one in there. Let's get a red one up front. Yes. And then let's get a grey one out back. So what do we say? We said dark red, light bluish grey, dark bluish grey. We'll keep the back a bit darker. You were surprised the first time Vader actually wanted to rule more standalone from Palpatine. When you were a kid, you thought he was a robot to kill. Yeah, Vader definitely gives that sort of vibes. And when Vader, I always see it as Vader was doing that, you know, to gain the knowledge from Palpatine and sort of Vader immortal style. Obviously, Palpatine keeping that for himself. But then Vader will do things sometimes, and it's like, that's just cruel to be cruel, you know. There's no reason for Vader to have done that. He's done that just... And toying with the rebels. He's always toying with those rebels. And he doesn't do that because, oh, he wants to save Padme. He does it because he enjoys it. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a bit of fun to Vader. And that is dark. That is dark. Some of the things he does in those novels. Whew, crazy. I'd love to see half of them on screen. The other half, might be too much. If we get it all on screen, suddenly, like, Vader is known for it, and it's no surprise. Oh, you need to be 1 plate up, which isn't going to bode well with this. Do we even get a tile on top of this? If you're 1 up, yeah, we need a 1x3. Oh, if we need a 1x3, that's going to offset you with this. Any way we can raise that up? Not without raising up this plate. Oh, we can raise that up. Yeah, of course we can. We'll raise that up with a 2x3. A 4, a 5. Let's get some 5s in. We can get a 2x3 optional in later. And now connect it all back. Oh, too far. Yes, you in there. You've then got that 1x3 jumper. Hold on. Hold on. I feel like this is the same. Why does this look the same? Oh, or have you needed... I see what it is. You need space from this 2x3. So we'll need a 1x3 on top. Oh, who said mock building was simple? It is once you've built it. That's the easiest part. Looking at it and dusting it every once in a while. But this isn't easy. Where's the red 1x2? So I've got a 1x3 on the underside now, because the red 1x4 tiles were catching. These red 1x4 tiles were catching on... They were catching on the 1x2s because they were a bit too high. Now you should sit in. Perfect. Yeah. Not perfect. I'm going to fill that gap. I will find something that fits. But for now... Oh, we've got frying pan studs. We do. That changes the engine game. That absolutely changes the engine game. We also have you, which I know you're going there. That seems a little bit of a waste. I almost want to extend it out a bit. Try and get some sort of pin connection between it or something to connect them. Because we don't have a lot of... See, we could run some studs and a bar. We'd have to get like 5 studs through it. But that would lock it in. And... Oh, we could run it with this. That one wouldn't work. But if we had this that way, and then this, that would connect with another one. That would connect to the base, which we do need a connection to the base. And then we run another one along from that. I don't think we have any more of these multi-stud snot bricks. But that would at least connect the whole front section here. We're going to have to bend it to put it in. Oh, wait, you don't work. Why don't you work? Because you're 1, 2, are you 2.5? You're one of the funny ones, aren't you? So you actually need to be a bracket, which I don't think we had one going down. We only had one going up. Oh, wait. You just need a stud connection. So you need to be a brick. There we go. Oh, wait, if you're a brick, you don't need that stud connection anymore. Oh, I thought I cracked it. All right. So what is this? Is this 2 plates? Is this 2.5 plates? Is this a brick? You are more than 2 plates. I think you're a brick, so this would work. No. You're not quite... Oh, a brick wide. Yeah, you're a brick wide. Adding a nipple tile into a holy 1x1. So we've got... The nipple tile is the 1x1 round tile with the bar sticking out into a holy stud. That is 1 brick's width. That is handy to know. Because that 1 brick... Well, wait, we needed a stud on the end of you, didn't we? Because you're 1, 2. We needed a brick. Now, you would work. You wouldn't be fully pressed in. Wait, but no, you don't work with the stud. You would work with the bracket. We don't want you to work with a bracket. So what was that for? What was the brick width for? You would work in there and then would be able to get some plates. That would work. I don't see anything wrong with that. But then we could just use you. I suppose it's the 2 studs that makes it better. Could stud reversal that. You can do that with some brackets. We don't need stud reversal. We could do it on the side. What if? Oh, smashed it. Smashed it. So we use these stacked on top of each other rather than how I had them, which was coming out of one of the sides. We have them stacked on top of each other, and then I can stack more. I can stack more on top of each other, and I can stack more, and I can stack more. We can add little strips or something. There's not really much on the underside. There is a turret on either side. Oh, and that's at the back as well. So where did our pile of turrets go? This in the middle, which is going to bump with the stud that I want to put there. Come in too far down the front. Could I just double stud you here? I want a stud that has some oomph to it, not a holy stud, but we don't have that sort of choice. We only have, we do, these are holes though as well. We do have a 1x2 rounded plate. But not only do they have holes, they're connected. I think we're only meant to get 2 in this set, and I've already used the extra one. We could use a grey one to pop. Grey one to pop out from the light, a dark grey one to pop out from the light grey, and a light grey to pop out from the dark grey. There we go. I do want to get some sort of snot brick in the end there. So I think this would work. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'd love a 5th, which we can get from the brown. This is going to give us some new problems connecting it, whereas we could just run plates up. We'd need a 5 to start off with. We've got plenty of those to give. How secure? You're pretty secure on the front there. You are pretty secure. You don't need much more securing. You can take a hit. Do we have any big bricks? We've got snot bricks. We've got Technic bricks. There you go. This is where we can get rid of those. And another one in black. Not a fan of the black one. Anything dark red for the front, like plates we can stack. Or instead of plates, what we could do is add some cheese slopes on each side and then fill that in, make it look like a brick. We'll cover the top. Hello there. Oh, question from Bevel. If I plan a stream, do I use Premiere or will it show on the YouTube page without using Premiere? Premiere as in a software, right? Like what you record with, perhaps. I stream through OBS. So I use OBS and I get the YouTube stream up to make sure it's going through. You can't really control anything on Studio for the YouTube stream. You just view the software. Yeah, the checkbox with uploading. Oh, not software, the checkbox with uploading. I don't understand what you mean by that. Oh, wait. Will it show on the YouTube page without using Premiere? It shows up on, so on YouTube without using YouTube Premium, perhaps. I'm trying to pick something from it. So if I plan a stream, yes, you schedule a stream, say. I probably don't. No. If I'm not understanding, I probably don't. I schedule it on YouTube. So I don't schedule it through anything else. No worries. It's hard to get it all in a chat, isn't it? Where did the Technic bricks go? Yeah, I schedule the stream, I go live through OBS, and that is about the extent of it. No extra steps in the middle. Try to keep it as straightforward as I can. Otherwise, I'll put it off with the rest of my sorting that I haven't finished yet. I'd never get around to it. Oh, we've got 1x1s as well. Hold on. Are we going to need the Technic? Nah. Well, maybe. Maybe. We've also got a 1x2 actual brick. And what do we have on top? A lot of light bluish grey. So let's switch up the colours as quick as we can and get some plates. I'm going to add a 5 in. We don't want to add jumpers this time. We just want to get these slopes in, and we want these slopes to go up top. We have a little lookout to the left. Anything that can act as a lookout. I don't think we've got clips. I'd use the frying pan stud out to the side. I don't think there's any way to get a clip on it. Oh, maybe you know what would go really well? A cheese slope. A cheese slope would go so well on this bracket. Oh, we don't have a cheese slope. Perhaps a 1x3? Maybe. And then... Oh, that don't look bad. That don't look bad. That looks good. Oh, I like that. Okay. All right. Straighten you out now. Why are you jumping? Can you do that? Oh, I guess you're not secured down. I am going to add a slope in here. Hopefully it don't take up too much space, but that's to stop these guys wiggling at the front. You should still be able to fit a blaster and a pistol. We will test that out later. And then 2 slopes. If we want you to go down, oh wow, we might need to angle you as well. That would look so good if we could use these pieces, but we can't use them. What I'm going to do at the bottom is get, we need a turret. Ooh, so I can't use the pieces on top. I could use the pieces underneath. We don't have any more of those elements, which I would stockpile into this. We've got some brackets though. And a bracket, we don't have the space for brackets, I don't think. Unless we have some of those sideways brackets. We might have the space for. Nope. That's no space for that. We need some 1x4 plates, and then 2 more of those millions of wedges that we've got, and that's our backside for each side. But putting you on is going to be a pain, isn't it? Why do you... Oh, it's because of the way it's bent, isn't it? Yeah, all right. We do need you to spread apart like you are. That's good. Could use some sort of rounding. Oh, wait, that'd be a perfect space to get like a bracket or something in there with a slope. Or a 1x3. No, okay, you don't fit. Oh, of course you don't. We got the 2x. Yeah, that's why you don't fit. Would you fit with a bracket? Nah, probably not. Maybe, but probably not. But honestly, maybe you would fit. You as a base need to come down, I think. That needs to come down a level and build this out, or this needs to go upwards. No, that does need to line up. Maybe the whole wing section needs to pop down and drop down a peg. Because now that we've connected it in, we would just as easily be able to drop it down. We've got the 1x3 here. Might buy JNRG. That is something to have. That is crazy. Been awake since 6 a.m. Oh, have a good sleep. Good night. Make sure you cancel any alarm for the morning, unless you need to get up. JTX. Crazy figures there. I don't know which one's more expensive at the minute. I think it's got to be the energy figs, especially in a collection, through the roof. It's got to be that one. You're in line. So you need a holy stud and 2 plates. Weirdest colors we've got. We've got brown. We've got a jumper. Got an orange jumper. That would work as a plate. And then we need a 1x2. Any 1x2. Although this drops it down, doesn't it? This drops the whole thing. Yeah, actually, that drops the whole thing down. That's what we want to do, so instead of this 3, this is a 3. No, it's not a 3. Never mind. That is not a 3. Yeah, you're in there. Okay. And then you could start off down here. And we get some tiles up here. You should slot in place. Oh, you're not lining up. Oh, I didn't stud you in at all. It weren't even close. That's why you weren't lining up. So there we go. I might need a jump. No, a jumper doesn't fit. I don't want to space that out though. And that isn't too visible from the outside, that orange. If we can cap that up, we can cap that off, we will do. But the priority is finishing the rest of the ship. We don't have much of a ship here. We've got some 3s. We've got, let's see what we've got. We've got some of these wedges. I think these will be good for the outer sides. And we've still got, actually, we've still got loads. So the outer sides go even further out. Even further out than we'd think. Does that? No, that's not legal, but we could drop that down one. And I think that would be illegal. A legal technique, not illegal, illegal. Energy's down 7.5%. It would be a crazy first Ninjago fig. That would be, it'd be a crazy only Ninjago fig as well, especially with the Ronin still on shelves for like a week in the CMF. I think the Ronin's in the new one, right? And then you've got the, I think we're rumored to get another one next year. Great figures. All right, we've still got some we've still got a long green one. Just the one. Just the one. You're gonna be needed down here. That is for sure. So maybe we can secure you ahead of time. We'll have to have some sort of 1x stud thing coming out the bottom here. Maybe another jumper to sync up to the rest of the ship. No, yeah, this'll work. And then instead of a 5, there isn't any longer ones. Like a, what I'm looking for is some sort of 1x7, I suppose. There's no other element that would come close. There is another black jumper, which would be a bit more stable, and I can use some of the 1x3s. We've got a dark grey and a light grey. And then another 1x5. Hold on, this worked perfectly. It fell into my lap. Hopefully this model doesn't fall into my lap, but that secures it in. Okay, that's got me feeling a bit better. We still need to add these to the side, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. Well, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't look good. That's not right. Let's see how far you stick out. Or should you be dark grey? You should totally be dark grey, and then we'll get you on top. Dark grey's got a slight different angle to it as well. So we could sit you, oh, we can't sit you any higher up. Wishful thinking. And then it's flat at the back, I think. You unboxed Lloyd. Hey! So you do have a Ninjago. Yeah, I suppose it's not Ninjago, it's a CMF. Lloyd looks so cool. I've got a few more CMFs. I hope that I've got Lloyd in it, but I might have to unbox it and check just before they go off shelves, because that's going to be a pricey figure in a few years. Just because it looks like Lloyd, whether they use it or not. Right, slopes at the front. If you go down to there, we'll have another slope about here. I think we need a steeper slope. Well, we do need a steeper slope, and we could use something like this. If we offset it 1, we could use something like this to get the initial steeper slope, and then use one of these, because we've only used one of these. We should have another 2. The hardest part, I was going to say, is getting the angle for it. Okay, these will come in handy. These will come in handy. Any other bricks we can get up. I do want to use these for the engines. If we've got more frying pan, how many frying pan studs are we meant to get? Thanks for hanging. Bought 6. 6. Opened 4 of them already. A Lloyd Army. Now that sounds awesome. Right. We've got the Acclamator. How many frying pan studs? They're not called frying pan studs. 2 plus 1. That's enough for all 3 engines. That is the perfect value. Oh, look at that. I'm seeing them now. 1. That might have been the one that I already found. That is the only one I'm seeing. Anyone see a frying pan stud? Don't all point at once. There's another one. Any more? Let's pair you up. Partner pieces and all. We've got the 2 length bars. Oh, come on. Oh, there's the 3rd one. There we go. 3 engines, 3 frying pan studs. We can ignore the rest of it. We don't need to know. I don't need them. Don't need them anymore. The frying pan studs is there's some cones. I've seen cones, but I don't know how many of those. Without brick out, what would we do? We would spend ages hunting through this pile for pieces that don't exist. There's 1 cone. There's 1 cone. Bummer. All right, so we'll worry about the middle engine in a second. What I'm thinking of doing for this engine is using these blue bars and pairing them up with the frying pan studs. Well, the frying pan studs only go through so far, especially on this side. They don't go through. They don't go through enough that side. So what if we use like snot bricks instead? How much blue bar do we need? Oh, okay, that's gonna stick out. So a snot brick would work. Snot brick would work better with this piece the other way around, so it's not sticking out. Yes, like so. And a snot brick doesn't have to be added in any particular way. Because what's the back of the ship look like? There's not much sloping going on. There's a little bit at the front. We'll probably use something like this to bulk out the back. But outside of that, we'll also need a bit more security there, I suppose. Something to go along. Even if it's just the front, a 4, a 6, an 8, a few of these things. Nah. Maybe there. But also maybe not. Maybe you go underneath. Or how far do we want it to stick out? So the engines really we want on the furthest point. We could use these brackets. We could use these brackets, or we could stick the brackets out even further. That looks comically too far. That is pushing it too far. I think having it out double the width of this bit is a good point. Thinking the engine at the front is 4 studs. These are only 2 studs at the back. I think having it twice as far out is good. As long as we've got another one of those brackets. Right, we've got 2. Yeah, we got 2 of those. We could put the engine straight on here. We have some sort of smaller. No, we need the big. We need the big engine. So we can have a stud. What's the funniest color? We've got yellow still. That's pretty funny for a gray ship. And then we get the bars sticking out. Hello there. Hello there. Welcome. Oh. And then engine. And then other engine. And then blue dome, or blue dish. Although instead of just straight blue dish, we do blue dish and then we do stud. We have it round the other way. We need to secure this in. It'd be cool if we had like a Technic brick this side as well, or a snot brick. A snot brick into Technic would work. We wouldn't be able to get another plate on the top of it, but it would work for a second there. And then, do we have 2 of these. It's a big turret on the bottom. We could get some 2x2s. Oh wait, it'd need to be in the middle. It needs to be closer in the middle so that we could, we can't really pop this off, I don't think. We can just bend it so that we could get this in there. This is it. This is the connection we were looking for. So, oh no, the connection. It wasn't very well connected. Wait, can we get a 2x2 underneath? Is that, because I feel like that's too much. Yeah, that is too much. Maybe a 1x2 for that outer piece, if necessary, if it keeps falling off, because that one stud might be too little for it. Or it might just be my fingers pushing it through. There we go. How's that? Pretty secure if we were just to twist it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be much wrong with it. We've just got a little bit to fill and not a lot of space to fill it. I'm still leaning towards these brackets, but we'd need 4 of them, and I don't even think we've got 2. I haven't seen a second. I think we've only got the 1. So we'll come back to that. It's going to be awkward. Maybe we don't need to fill it. Maybe that is, the greebling is the friends we made along the way. Or, oh wait, we've got those connections both sides. Oh, I've just used the 1x1 brackets. Of course I have. We could use the little snot bricks and get some of these slopes. Do we have enough? 2 more? 2 more snot bricks? We've used them a few times now, so they're all over the place. And then I'm going to do it to the one we haven't finished yet. Are you gonna come out, or are you gonna stay? No, you do need to come out as well. And then we add a do you need to be out? the thinking, I can hear the thinking. So I'm trying to get this slope. I think this slope would work really well this way round on a 1x2 plate. I don't know if we'd fit what we want on top with that thinking, but it would look really good with a 1x2 plate. But also, what other pieces have we got? We've got a load of the inverted slopes. Yeah, that's going to look really nice. But what I wanted to do initially was just have you on the outside here, so that you've filled up most of the space. So I've got this in here, and the top should fit on this way. Oh, suppose I could just try this one. The top should fit on, right? Wait, are you not even you look to be even further down. That's why you're trying to push too far down. So as far as this goes, yeah, there is enough space to have you in there. And with you in there, we might fit that 1x1 in. This is why I really wanted to do it. So we could fit the 1x1 in. We might be able to fit the slope in the top piece. No, there's not enough space up there. We can get you in each side. Oh, I used it for a stud reversal technique earlier on. There we go. So, what are you popping off from? We could fit you in there. We've then got the slope down here. That slope needs to be better fitted, and it will be better fitted on a bracket. Shame we don't have more of those brackets. I suppose we've still got some 1x's. I don't know where those came from. They're handy. I should keep those because we use them at the back. But is there anything we could use at the back instead of them? Is there any way we could run these bars through like a snot brick? Ooh, wait a sec. There was. Because the snot brick was the original connection. Maybe one of these bricks. Maybe not a snot brick. Maybe... Oh, this would reduce. Oh, this would help out so much. We could also then secure these in with those underside pieces. Yes, it's a little bulkier than perfect, but this is an alt build. Like, we'd take bulky. We'll take bulky as long as bulky works. And thin these down a little bit. Make it a little easier for our core engine. Just a little bit, barely. We won't even notice it. We can hide the blue. That's the best part about this, being able to hide that blue. Get the blue more in the brick. All right, that is a good engine. That's a strong, healthy engine as well. And now, yeah, that looks like it's just going to the middle of the engine. I can accept that as an engine. And now we've got we will have 4 of these, the underside, and I'm going to put one up and connect it like that. So rather than this coming off of the snot brick, it's going to come off of the bracket, which still centers it a bit more than it would have had been. Would have had been? That makes sense. But still is better than it was. And then we can get that 1x4 on top. It might think it's fragile, but it's not really. It's not really fragile. I still think we need to put this. I know is it bending? It doesn't look like it is bending. Maybe we need 2 bites. Maybe that's how we fix both issues at once. We secure it more and we add a little something else. If 1 stud isn't enough, let's try 2 studs. Just playing around with it at the minute. We've got 2 studs connected on all the sides, and then we've also just fixed our issue up at the other end. We could use plates. We could use 2x plates, and then these go in. We get 1 stud in there. It's going to have to be grey, isn't it? And then we get, I don't know, a snot brick. I'm not feeling a snot brick. What detail bricks do we have? Or like the tube? No, the tube doesn't work either. We need a stud at the end of that. What sort of detail bricks? We've got some stud reversal as well. Again, we need some studs to connect these things. Oh, there's a brick. Oh, hold on. We got these bricks. Oh yeah, I forgot about you because we've just freed up a ton of you by not using you. So 2 on each side. And then how many 2? Oh, okay. I do not like the fact that that popped off so easy. We need a 1x4 across that pronto. But 2x3 that side. Do we have enough 2x3s to go the whole way? Or do we need some of these wedges? That's not going to help either. That's not got enough studs on it. Or the rounded. No, again, too much. There's another 2x3 for the other side. We got enough 2x3s. We got enough 2x3s, and we'll leave a gap in the middle for the orange bit. This makes it so much easier to modify now that it pops apart like this, which we are going to have to fix. By the way, we can't keep this as a feature of the design. We don't want this to be easy to customize. There's not many ships that look like this. We want it to hold together nice and strong. And it will. It will. All right, you need a 4 of dark bluish grey. 1x4. If that isn't what we had on it a second ago, it's what we have on it now. And this is better. We don't need any sort of rounded 2x piece on the top. Save that for the engines. Save that for the engines. And then, perfect. Perfect. I might run another plate up the middle, especially a 1x3 with holes up there. Or have we used the last one of those? That's the hard part. Using the last one and not knowing you've used it is a pain. Oh, there's got to be another. Have we used one that we didn't need to? No, I wouldn't say that's one that we didn't need. That is definitely one that we needed up here. Was there only one with the set? We didn't get a second. Oh, that's the wrong set. There might be a set. Oh, there probably isn't. I don't think it come out there. 2. We got 2 1x3s rounded, and we have only used 1. I think. Yep, definitely not 1 this side. We've only used 1 of them, so there's another one on the desk, or it's a missing piece. Nope, here it is. Very quick to call out Lego on that one. And then we'll get a 5 across. That'll secure it. Anything else we want to do here? Add your brackets. Get that little detail. Oh, this detail is so easy to add, but so needed. First off, and also just looks so good. Because it's angled, this is all pointing... Oh, wait, it's pointing inwards. Oh, you might be a bit too close. Oh, no, no, you can wiggle. You can wiggle, which means you're legal. Don't quote me on that. If the brick has a wiggle in it, it shouldn't be putting much stress on it. It could be underweight, which I think the UCS sets, because they're not tested underweight, they're sort of made in a few years and put out. They don't know the long-term effects, which is risky. It's risky, but then with sets, especially like the N1 think of this year, if they waited a few years to put it out, that ship could have blown up by then. Lego can't afford to wait, but they really need to. Oh, you're not gonna play nice with these. There you go. You slot in, nothing's fallen off. I take that as an absolute victory. And we've got some nice greebling in the sides. Just need something up the front. We've got these. Oh, yeah, we could literally just put these in, or even add a cheese slope if we were feeling fancy, which I am. I am feeling very fancy today. Let's get the cheese out. Yes, the cheese. I had a cheese earlier. A real cheese. A real Lego cheese. A real cheese. We will not be using that because that is not in this set. But let me tell you, it's tempting to sneak it in. It is very tempting. Where, why, where, how, when? If, but, cause, if, who? I'm going to need tweezers to fit you in, aren't I? But how? How can I even use tweezers to fit you in? Because I can't really grab the slope bit. I just need to put you in and squeeze these sides together. Oh, no, okay. Wait, if you've popped off, we secured the bottom side so this wouldn't happen. So let's pop off the bottom sides, right? If they're so secure, we should be able to take these off without... Oh, the ship falling to pieces. Spoke too soon. You're too secure now. Everything else is popping off. All these... Oh! Wait, we could just pop off the wings. Do you pop off, though, if you're in... Because you're not meant to pop off unless the top one pops off. But can we just pull you out? Is it as easy as it seems? Wouldn't call it easy, but it's not too difficult either. Yeah, it's fairly easy. And then when these are popped out, these bottom wings are actually pretty fragile. Don't like the look of that, but also handy for mock building. Marvel posted a Doomsday trailer recreated in Lego. I have to see that after this. I love some of the Lego recreations. This is a good year for Lego digitally, even though there's no Lego games that I can remember coming or came out. They've done posters for like Spider-Man. They've done some trailers. We've got the Mando short special coming out. Oh, I popped you off now. Go back on without taking anything else off. Awesome. And the One Piece one as well. Looking forward for that. Looking forward to that. All right, I'll put you one back and maybe we can hide you a bit better. Just, oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, because, yeah. I get it. I get it. The Doomsday trailer was so good and the Lego one's just going to be better, isn't it? I wonder if they had any Lego humor in it. Things falling apart. And if they showcase some of the new sets. Because a lot of them are, well, the Sentinel's covered. The Sentinel, the Tower. If they don't show up as new sets and someone's like hand built it, hopefully they haven't tried to generate something. Because whenever Lego generates something, it doesn't go well. And I mean on the Lego side, I don't mean backlash. I mean like it doesn't look good. It doesn't look well. Oh, you're twisted. And yeah, you're going to be awkward to put in. But you should slide in just like that. Thank you. And you've sandwiched up rather nicely. I do, if I say so myself. You have sandwiched up rather nicely. Look at the side in there, and we got a little bit of orange in there. I'm quite pleased that that's worked well. We do need a little bit of dark red on the top. Maybe it's only one ingot. There is only one ingot. Maybe we won't then. We do need some dark red on the top. We also need some rather slopey slopes. So let's get working on the front. We've got, I think we could start sloping off. I think we start sloping off sort of here. We want, no, we want it to continue for a bit. How far does it continue? Let's reference the Lego one again. So it does start sloping off just before the corners. No, it doesn't. It starts sloping off more so in line with like this bit. So we want this to continue on, and perhaps we slope it this way. If we could get an ingot and a tile on this and have the dark red slope down, maybe even reduce the slope using this one. Oh, that would be beautiful. So that's going on top. And then I do think it does start sloping off here. This is a short slope and then it gets more. We might be onto something with this. We'd have two, we'd need like an extra slope bit though. Maybe a cheese slope. Ooh, because the cheese slope would have a little gap, then a cheese slope, and then the 1x2s. Yes. And that's going to go right there. Slope all the way down, which means this will be slopes. So this 1x2 we're rocking, we actually want to be a multiple by 2, a 2 by many. I'm seeing 2x3s. We want as many studs as we can. We do want you to pop out nicely, please. Thank you. Oh, why are you in here? Hold on, there's a jumper. I'm not liking the sign of that jumper. Yeah, you can be replaced with a 1x2. Now I like it. Because we can get a 2x3 any longer. We've got some 1x5s we can add. This is going to be exposed. So a 1x5 would be all right. And then some slopes right off that, because this is where it ends. So let's get our 2x slopes, right? Yeah. Our 2x1 slopes or our 1x2 slopes. Why are you, oh, I've put you on the wrong, that's why you don't like it. You're meant to be one forwards. Oh, now it makes sense. Now it makes a lot of sense. In fact, I think we could even get a slope in here just to secure. Oh, wait, do we have any more doubles? Yes. Just to secure you on. There we go. Oh, wait, you don't fit. You don't fit with. Never mind. Undo. Undo. Get out of there. No, thank you. You don't work. We need the space. Thank you. We threw this away. We need that though. I think there's no 1x3 slopes. That work really well. I suppose this element is filling up most of the gaps. Yeah, we could even move it one further along now that we've got the 2x3 connecting it. And that would secure it. I suppose it's not secured with the bottom wing, but it also stops it from moving. Where it presses here, it stops it from moving too much along like the rest of the wing and stuff. So we're just going to move that up one. I wonder what's next for Lego in terms of animated. So they've done like One Piece is the new one, Star Wars is the returning. Hopefully they're gearing up for Harry Potter. I think next year is the year of Star Wars. It has to be. This year, I actually think has been the year of Pokemon. It's been so successful. Despite my lesser interest in the sets have been good to look at. But, you know, having not picked up a Lego Pokemon set, a Lego Pokemon show, just like a season of it, just a one-off season, I can see that happening. I can see that happening in the near future. I'd watch that. Oh, there you are. Make sure you're in there proper. And can we get jumpers on here? I know I keep trying. No, jumpers are not meant to be. I'm going to get a 1x5. so that this thing's secure, and the connection should be around here. Maybe a longer plate. 1x5 is the longest we've got in grey. That's not saying too much. We've got a few different greys. I'm going to get a 1x3. No, I'm not, because we might connect this up. All right, I do want to switch these around as to how we've done this. Because these dark grey aren't the best. And would we be able to get... Oh, maybe we make the wings thicker. Maybe we make them thicker at the back and have them come down like that. That's going to hide it so much better. Ingot on top, because there is that little sticky out bit. That doesn't mean the engines can rotate. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Is there anything we can put? Is there a bracket? Can I just have a bracket to put over the edge? I don't like the fact the engines can rotate. Maybe that is a byproduct of this ship, but I really don't like that. And if we can fit these in, we technically can't on the ship. And it does go flat. It goes flat almost all the way out to the other engine. So that's just going to be a 1x stud. Is there any slopes for the top end? I didn't look. We've got these spiky ones, but no slopes for the top end. We'll get a 1x1 in there and an ingot on top and some plates sticking out the back. What are we thinking? 2 studs wide for the wheel? Do you fit in a 2? You look like you'd fit in a 2. So we'd need a 3x, and I've used all my 3x. I don't have any 3x's left. The 3x's have gone. I've only got 4x's. This... we get you sticking out. Do we have anything that floats off to the side? Like a snot brick and then some. And like a 1x2 with holes in. Okay. I'm listening. I've literally just asked for this, and the Lego gods have shined on us today. Because apparently we do have that. We just need some way of connecting it now, which could be another one of these. I think that's overkill if we had too many. Or instead of, oh no, because we need the extra stud on there. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. 1x2 would. And you'd be able to stick out the side like that. And then we could get one underneath. Maybe this isn't even on top. Maybe this is on one of the smaller ones, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And that is a brick, which is 3 plates. 3 plates for the brick. We don't want this to be too wide. But that is perfect on the end. That is a perfect end. We could get a brick and double. This is tricky. This is a lot trickier than I thought it would be. I think having it on the side is probably the way to go for this. But I'm not sure we could. It was so good like this. Maybe. No, that's not right. It was really good like this. It was really, really good like this. But we need some sort of stud in the middle type brick. We've got 2 Technic pieces. We don't have any pins with the studs on them. That would work there. We could also use some sort of bracket, maybe. The bracket would stick out. A bracket and a plate would stick out enough, or even one of these. And then, maybe just one of these. Would this stop it spinning out? If it was on like that? Would that prevent it? And we could like make it look pretty, cover it up with some of the other elements. Where did these ones have that on top? Now we're talking. We would fit a 2x4 back here, and this is where the stripes would be, I think. That would be where the stripes are. Technic brick in the middle. Oh, this could be something here, because we've got these Technic bricks that do have the axles. We just need an axle connector. Do we have an axle connector? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. We don't, do we? Although, we don't have a pin connector either, but it's easier to form a pin connection than it is to... Oh wait, wrong pin. It's easier to form a pin connection. No, this is the right one. This is the right one than it is to form an axle connection. So what hollow bricks do we have that would form that pin connection? We wouldn't fit a stud in it. We could fit snot bricks. The snot bricks might work. This would be a crazy connection if we pull it off. We'd need another nipple tile, which we should have a spare one of. Perfect. We've only used 2 of them. We're using our spare bricks here. And this is 1 brick wide, which means this is a 1x3 space. Do we have 1x3 tiles? Plates wouldn't fit. Ingots would fit. Ingots would fit. And potentially 1x1s. And these would fit on the inside of this. So ingots would fit. Maybe we don't even need 1x1s. Maybe ingots are all we need in this. Wait, we don't even need the other engine. We've just built the rest of the engine. Just brick built it. Does it? Yeah, it snaps into place and it's in there solid. So there's the other engine. Wait, that's the perfect engine, right? Oh, hold on. Not the perfect engine. Not only does it not fit, we've also used the Technic piece from the other engine. You know, we need that for the other side. Let's duplicate this by getting another snot brick, another 4 ingots, which we hopefully do have, and another 4 of something else. Something to hold it on, some sort of snot brick. We did want to use the cone as well. I don't think we'll be... Oh! No, we wouldn't be able to use the cone with the frying pan stud because we need a jumper on top. Although, if we're using that, we just use some holy studs. And then we have this coming out the back. And that would connect it if we can find 2 more ingots. That is all. 2 more. We've got some dark grey ones. That would throw a nice twist. Do we have another one of those? 1 top, 1 bottom, maybe. 1 more, 1 more. No. Oh, yes. Sweet. Yeah, we're going to add that into the middle one. Maybe 1 left, 1 right. That'll be mostly covered by the other dark grey plates. Wouldn't be as noticeable, but we'd still know it's there. And then mash them in. Oh, this is going to be fun because the ingots don't have any bars in the middle. They don't have any like point of reference for how far they've been pushed. Oh, that could have been fun. And then we'll add a jumper onto this. And this will go probably on top or underneath with a 1x2. With a 1x2, we could get it underneath. 2 1x2s. 2 1x2s on one of these slopes. But I think we're nearly out of 1x2s. We've got to be careful. You're that way. Oh, we don't even need... Oh, we don't even need one then. We need another 1x2 with a round one. Yep, that will do. And that will connect that 3rd engine in. I do think we need to add a stud out each side. Or get that bar spun around. The stud works. Stud works. We don't need much more than that. We do need some more of these snots. Have we got 1, 2, 3, 4? You're all in there? Before we use the last ones. Never be too sure. So much easier than realizing last minute and having to break the whole thing apart. And then, yeah, you've worked perfectly that way. And then that slope we were going to use for the back engine that I neglected. We need this to go side on. Another rounded snot brick. Come on, we're coming up to the end here. We didn't use one on the back engine, did we? Oh no. One more. And then we need to work about getting those slopes in. Right, that's cool. We can then add some, I think we add these here. Secure these on underneath, on the underside, and I think you go on top, didn't you? Oh, you need to stick out one. You don't fit sticking out one. You don't work like that. You can't work like this. No? Wait, but you'd be so good like that. You'd be so good like that. We do need you lower. We do need you... Oh, hold on. That's roughly in the middle. We need to build you up a bit more on top. We would need to build you up quite a bit on top, actually. We have some others. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, I guess. Oh, okay. Now, come on. Everyone wants a little bit of that braking action, I see. So do you need to be up? We could point you out and have this almost in reverse. I think that's too far. So let's put a 4 underneath. I'm going to put it a little back and use probably a green in front. It's probably a green one. I think we can cover that, although it would be exposed on the front. So maybe we leave that. We leave it plain for now. We stick you out a little further. Have the engine that fell off. Oh, yes. Have you there. Same deal on the other side. The engine that will never fall off, right? Right, you won't fall off. And then what we can do once we've worked this in is sit these slopes a bit further forward. We do have a load more of these plates that I wanted to whack on. But these should go at a slight angle. All right, now. What's go? Oh, I've put you in too tall. That's what it is. All right. Slope at the front. We've kind of got that under control. You need another plate or something to hold you in place. That is undoubtable. That is unquestionable, I should have said. We could get the tile in. Get it a bit flatter and bulk up the front of it. Like, I don't think it's too much a problem to whack that there. It's just not the best look. And then we could get something like you on the end, but you might bulk up the edge too much. I like the fact that this is hanging out. I like the fact it's floating in midair and not really attached to anything, unless we whack you there. But if we whack you there, what does this thing look like? It's coming together really nicely. What do you look like in a large model? So the stripes are going the other way. Oops. Knew that. We don't have another rounded snot brick, do we? Is that the issue we've bumped into here? We're going to need another... Oh, hold on. Why don't we use the frying pan stud? Because the frying pan stud will also be easier to conceal. We probably wouldn't need this slope. So why don't we use the frying pan stud, and we could possibly even connect the frying pan stud... No, we'd need some sort of holder. Frying pan stud into the engine's a bit much, but could do. Would be possible. We could frying pan stud into that though. We just need a grey holy stud on the bum. Light or dark, I'm not fussed with that. Dark might add a little detail to it, but I'm only seeing the one unless we pull apart one of the other engines. You're connected nicely underneath. 2x2 wouldn't go amiss. Where's one of those funky ones that I'm not using? Yeah. You look better that way, and we'd probably get the bulky slope in here. Okay. That way, we'd need another 1x3. We don't have another 1x3. What about 3? Oh no, that'd be 3. Where would we need another slope? There. And then that would be a 1x3. 1x1 we've got. The other 1x2. Maybe we fit a jumper in to hold these wings down. Yes. The jumper actually fits here. I don't think it's doing much holding. So any 1x plates? We got the dark grey. Any other connections? And then I'm thinking of using another 1x3 up here and running a connection through, and that will be the point we display it at. And that will stop these wings from hitting the floor. We don't see much of it on the underside. Eventually, I think the Star Wars one gives us a good underside view. Oh, there's nothing here. There really is nothing here. So how's this connection? Not bad. Okay, I can put up with not bad. That's all right with me. 1x2 would help though. Where's that engine? That would secure the last of it in place. Okay, that makes me feel better about it. That's done underneath. We got a slope. The engines do stick out, and there is some sort of 1x plate. Is that a 1x5 space between? Yeah, some sort of plate like that runs through it. Kind of ruined by this. We could, oh no, we only have the. Oh, we could run something like this through. Oh, wait, to like look like it's connecting the engines. That would work. Do we have brackets that could push out something to actually build the engine on? Not really. Not that I can see. I like this build of the engine that we've got though. Oh, hold on. We do have the 1x2 for the engines. Ah, jumper. That's what we need. A jumper. You go across, you'd be perfect, but we don't want brown. We could double tan it. And this would be between engines. So this would be like here-ish. We could push it even further. I think this comes out too far. I think we don't want this type of connection. We do want some sort of bracket piece or something that doesn't push it out too far, you know? Something that fits in the middle. Maybe these in a jumper would even get that out. Get it out towards the back engine. In which case, we'd need, call that. We'd need these. No, that wouldn't fit. Frying pan would, or we've got the frying pan out with the stud. Both ways don't look too good right now. This is the best way. What have we used these other? We did have enough. I'm pretty sure we had enough here. And then I used it for something. And I don't remember what I used it for. That's where the confusion's grown from. So I did have these, I did have enough of these. Or maybe I only had enough for the 3 engines. So, oh, let's work on you outside of it then. We'll put you there. Put you there so we can still see you. You do look pretty good. So you could go off to one side, but we still need another for this side. And I'm pretty sure we've burnt through all of these 1x's. There's one in here that we don't need that we could remove. That's gonna haunt me. It's nice for stability though, but we don't need it if we wanted to bring it out here. We need another connection that would stick out like so. It's got to be a bracket. Or this, oh, Do we use the snot bricks? We did, didn't we? We did use the snot bricks. Okay. Or clips and bars. We were going to do that originally. I am feeling a little bit stuck now that we've used those elements. Why did I use those? Not a lot of clips and bars. I suppose if we use 2x3s, we had 2x... I got to stop grabbing it from that bottom plate. If we use... We were going to have 2x2s. Let's go back to these, sticking outwards, like so. Although there are some plates underneath that need filling. Any 1x2s in funky colours? I know we've got the orange jumpers, but I think we're just left with the grey ones. Although, you should be over one. Yeah, you should be over one, shouldn't you? You should be... Because the middle engine that should go there. It's on top. It's not going to stick out below it. All right, hold on a second. You're a 4, and you kind of work in the way you're intended. So instead of running this with the frying pan stud, I'm going to run a bracket and a jumper, which is what I just talked about for the outside engines. That'll push this one out further. Everyone's getting pushed out. Where did that jumper go? Jumper. There, and the bracket. Oh, there we go. So you'll go underneath, I think. That's the best way to get you poking out of both sides. And then we can build a slope easier on top. All right, hold the middle, not the edges. We've then got, I still feel like we could slant that off, but we need to build this out. We've then got 4s. Why can't we, oh, that doesn't fit. We need you to be middle bound. No door rails, no, there's brackets. Oh, there's another one of these, that would work. Can we replace you? Can we drop you down with one of the rounded brackets? Oh, sweet. So you are basically in the middle. You would need to be, oh, you're perfect for a bottom bracket. Awesome. All right, so we got these bottom brackets. There we go, we're in the swing of it again. I've found it. I've found the groove. So we've got these bottom brackets that will hold this back engine on. I'll put you on in a second. Oh, no, I need that stud. I can't put you on in a second. I need that stud. Meow. So we got some white studs this time because the grey isn't going to be seen. And that's concealed in the third engine, which right now is out a little too far. We chunked it out. We can use you instead. There we go. So the third engine is exactly where it needs to be. Do we have another inverted slope? Because now all of these are held on with inverted slopes. There's something quite cool about that. And then what we can have on this side. Oh, never mind. You don't fit. You literally do not need it. Okay, undo that then. Let's go back to the original plan with this bracket. And you are too small, aren't you? So you need to come up. You need to come up like so. And we might even be able to connect you into a stud if we're lucky enough. We've got these 4s towards the outside. That works. Do we have 4s to cover the back? And do we need a stripe? All right. I regret moving you across because you're not staying in. So I'm going to put you back. And I think I need to remove this wing to do so. Because now the top wing is going to hold in the bottom wing. We can't have it falling off forever. Yep. Same on. Okay. Wait a second. So bottom wings on like so. Top wing in. And we need to push. I remember this with the Venator and the Acclamator. You need to push the wings against each other, not the body. Otherwise, they send the other wing out. You are solid. Sweet. Happy we fixed that, because that would have caused some unwanted problems later on. You are going like so. I'm going to put another slope to your middle. Actually, I'm going to put one like that, though. And that will connect up. That'll connect up to the middle. I don't know if these are needed. They don't fit anyway. We don't want it to cover the back engine. We just want it to cover the front. So I'm thinking that I forgot about that giant 4x4 that was about to stick out, and that I should be focused on that. This goes there, and then a 2x2 on the edge. It's not terrible, but it's not sloped off as I'd like, you know? Although, wait, this isn't terrible. That gets a 2x2 on the edge. I know we've got those. And we've got 2x3 wedges. I know we've got those. Would that look better with a 4? Would everything look better with a 4? We need more 2x4 wedges. We need to see more of them. Although I've kind of had enough from this build, but we do need to see more of them. I will keep this. I like that. Lines up. The wing is nice and secure. A 1x4 in dark red never hurt anybody. Is there a dark red strip on the back of this thing? Did Lego add one? Dark tan, actually, instead of dark red. So, yeah, that's gonna fit. I don't know, that'll work in there. We only have 6s in tan though, so that's not gonna work. We could get a 4. Do we have 4 tiles? We have 3s and 1s, right? 3 and a 1. 1 and a 3. Hello? Any 3s? Maybe we don't have any. But do we only. Wait, no, we don't have the 1 3. They'd give us 2. Even if they only needed 1, they'd hide another one away where the 1x3 plate would go, so that we didn't have to like find these pieces ourselves. Surely that's what they'd do. Well, we can slope up the innards. Let's make sure we're building this symmetrically so we don't end up with more pieces than we need, or less pieces, as in most cases. And then engine. Oh, where's the yes? Where's your yes? There's your yes. Let's put your yes on then. And a 2x2. Hurrah. Yeah. Where? Oh. Okay. Oof. Little panic there in case we didn't have a 2x2, but we do. So panic averted. Let's get the slopes down. Finish the front, because we never finished that idea. I want to finish that at least right now. 2x2 in dark grey. We've used you on the side. We can swap you. Oh, being able to pop pieces off without it falling to pieces. That's a nice feeling, especially when you've spent so long building it, a few hours, you know. And then another 2. Hoping to get rid of most gaps between them. Oh, wait, we've used them all around the side, haven't we? That was it. That was it for our 2s. Hey, we got grey. We'll add some detail to this side. We need a 1 2x3. A 1 2x3. In, I see a dark bluish grey. I thought I just had a, oh, I've just used a light. Oops. We'll connect that up. You will be it's a round plate. How many 1x5s do we have? Have we not burnt through them yet? I am tired of 1x5s. I never want to see another 1x5 again. Why are there so many in this set? Why have they done this? Yeah, you kind of want to go there. Now, if we made you tall enough. Oh, hang on. I think we need to push it one back. We could. Maybe. No, that's not going to work. That was handy having that slope there, though. Is it, or was it? No, it wasn't. It's the wrong angle. Not handy at all. And what we'd be able to do is push you back 2 and then get, oh, hold on. These top wings are on the wrong way. Can we just pop you off? Is that something I can do? No, you need to be put on the right sides. All right, it's going to be fragile for a second because this really is holding on those bottom wings. And then this is the way. Hey, this is the way. Although this is the way for it to get, oh, you popped off. No. Okay, you're going to have to come back off. So we've got you up there. Yes. And the steps would have you go on. Right. You're just on the outside there. Same with you. Make sure you're already folded so you're not catching on any of them. You then go on here, but something fell off you. Something important, the slope. Oh, you don't fit. Wait a second, I've just built these weren't on the wrong side. I've just built these the wrong way around. When we must have pulled these apart at some point and had a little look at some pieces for them, because this is meant to be light grey. Oh, this is annoying. This is annoying when you think you've done something the right way around and you flipped it, but the internal structure's different. You're pointing forward, I remember that. And you're now going that way. Yes, yes, yes. So you're this side. You're the other side. Oof, that's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse than this. I'm happy it's not. Yeah, you're that side. All right. So we've got the front of the ship down. We really need to work on polishing off the top end. You kind of hold each other down there too. And you're, yeah, because we need more space at the front, because that's where the connections for the bottom sides of the wings go, which we need to make sure are connected before we funnel these through. You see the axle come through on the other side, just about, oh, okay, you've fallen off. You're good to fall off though. We can deal with you falling off. You're just pushed through. Oh, no. You can't. Oh, you've fallen off. I am not pulling this wing apart just to put you back on. Where are the tweezers? Come on. You can go back on. I know you can fit back on. You're doing this to spy us now. We are not here to build those wings forever. Great wings. Really, really good wings. But there comes a time when we've got to finish everything else. We've worked so hard on those wings. We need the rest of the ship to look good. Yeah, we need more of a slope from this. I think we could just grey it out. Ah, it does look good this way. Let's get another top down from the Lego one. See, the slope does finish just before I've got it finishing, so I don't want to move it forward anymore. What we can do is flip it so that there is some plates running up this thing, and then we got the tile off that. So we run it like this, even though that feels like it's even more. Morning, Snow. Welcome. Or we could have the tile on the front. Oh, did I have that open? And then the, oh wait, what if we run like a 2x2 or something brackety as well? Something brackety would hook in a cheese slope. Yes, brackets. The brackets. Brackets have been so helpful in this build. One of the only, we could probably even cheese slope up the top. Cheese slopes. Cheese, where's the cheese? Where's the cheese snow? Where is it? There we go. So cheese slopes in there. That would flatten it off. Yes. Something like this. And then we could even lower the slope as it... Oh, wait, we've only got the one bracket. Ah, you see, that's quite awkward there, though, isn't it? That looks quite awkward as well. We could double cheese either side of the front. We might be onto something there. I think this slope's gotta be pointy side first. But I also think this has got to be lower and closer to the slope. The problem is the slope doesn't really stick out. Oh, hold on. Oh, now then. Nope, nope, still not the right angle. So hard to get the right angle with these slopes. Could we run it? Oh, what have I just knocked? I'll pick that up afterwards. I think it was a 1x1. I hope it was a 1x1. We got these. We do have these slopes, which they fit in a lot closer to. But then that's not going to help us further down because that's not the same sort of slope. Do we have any one brick tall? Oh, we've got some 1x1s. I just need that one connection so we can test this out. It will reach up to it. That's what I'm afraid of it, reaching up and ignoring the groundwork we've laid out. Look at that slope. It's just not adhering to how we want it to go. The grey works at the bottom here. We do have like the dark grey here, and then it becomes red. But we don't have the red. To be fair, we do have dark red. We do have these slopes. Like we could hook those over the top. I do want the turret as well. I do want the turret. Is there any way we could add a bracket in here? Do we have like a dark red 1x1? We've got a 2. What if we could add a bracket? If we could slope this off like so and get this connected in, or even lower this further so that it lines up, but end up with a bracket. 1, 2, wait, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. We could put an up bracket there, or we could get a down bracket right at the bottom. Oh yes, let's make this final change. We might have to call it here and continue this tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. But we're making good ground at the minute. Right, we need more red at the front. We do have the tiles. Little escape pod this can be. Breaking away, flying off. So, I want red. Nope, I want a double red, don't I, really? Double red, clear. But we also... Oh, wait, I can bring it out on the side. Okay, that makes it better. Have some sort of frying pan stud, perhaps. And then that's where this can go around. That needs to be out the front, though. Maybe this goes down one. Maybe this goes down one and sandwiches between the red. Because it needs to be above the wings. Let me connect this back. See if it is above the wings yet. Oh yeah, this is above the wings. That's the cockpit. And then, oh no, because that still sandwiches it. Do we have... We need an odd number of dark red. And we only have evens and cheese slopes, which the cheese slope isn't really suited for. If we've got you out here, we also need a turret on the top. How can we go about adding the turret to the top? We've got a few elements that would work as turrets, perhaps some sort of jumper hanging down. No, this is going to stick up a plate taller than that. Oh yeah, we put you a plate too low. Oops. What do we have? A little bit of dark red underneath, or a little bit of grey, or a little bit of brown, a little bit of something. I'm thinking grey, thinking dark grey as well. That lines up with the rest of the build. That looks quite nice. And then that's connected. Sweet. We can have maybe the front. Maybe the front sticks out by, like, we could have one frying pan stud out that way, one up top, and try to connect a 1x2. Do we still have 1x? Yeah, 1x2s. That will work for the turret. Although it would be nice if we had more of these. So maybe a bracket. Maybe a 1x1. Maybe something that isn't going to use up a frying pan stud, so we can keep these on top. No, wait. Did we use a frying? Oh, no, we didn't use a frying pan stud at the back. We've got one frying pan stud here, one frying pan stud here. What happened to the third one? Maybe we did use it. I didn't think so. Or is that what I dropped? Could that be the frying pan stud? Could that be down here? Oh, not there. No, I don't think there is. Well, I can't actually see anything down here. Was that the frying pan stud? That would suck if that was the frying pan stud. No, it's here. It's here. Oh, whew. Okay. So, two frying pan studs could make a really cool turret. So could these, which is what we've been using so far. I like the frying pan studs more, but would need something like a bracket to connect them. And I don't think we got any brackets left. But I like the idea of having this red stripe. So we're going to play with that, and I'm going to add another red. Although I could add a grey. I could add a grill as well. We haven't used the grill. Is there a grey 1x2? No. So grill it is. Add a little bit of shine behind the cockpit. There we go. And I don't really know what I'm using for the 2x3 here. We did have a grey one at some point. Pretty sure I burnt through that as well. Here we go. That will work. There's a grey one. That'll be a 4 up here. On the edge here, we will have a holy stud and a bracket for our little light coming out of the frigate. Oh, you went. Oh, you haven't gone in. If anyone's been following along with Boba, I have noticed that, yeah, Lego does go sideways before it clips on. And I find that so weird. I don't know why it does that. And I don't know if it's my technique. I don't know if I've got bad technique for Lego. I don't think I do. But I wouldn't know if I did. I haven't really compared it. I haven't had the chance to compare it to anything. No brackets. No one by anything. Don't want to use a frying pan stud. I could though. I could use a frying pan stud. Could try and center it as well. The way I've done with this, I've got it at an angle. But it's harder to do if we're going to connect like a frying pan stud to the end of it. Got 1x, big old wedges, which will go on the back. Oh yeah, wait, we must have another grey. Because I've got a grey here. We must have another light grey. We must do. It must be. There's got to be one somewhere. All the moving the wings around. I never checked to make sure they were all down properly. Also, jumpers, I think, work at the back there. We could add little ships, because most of this is told off, so I don't mind having that odd stud, or at least a 1x2. A 1x2 would go well. And then there's no other brackets. That's thrown me. Maybe it was a bracket that fell off, right? Can I just say that? Go grab another one from my collection. No, let's get what we've got. which we have. We've got 2x4. That has to be grey. Not much choice in that. We need something that will stretch the front, and I think we're just about out. Oh, not yet. Not yet out of 1x5s. Oh, wow. These 1x5s have lasted so well. And then at the back, I am thinking of doing a little something like this. But we don't get too good a look from Star Wars Databank. So let's see. Oh, wait, that was the perfect one. Why is it not letting go? Oof. We've got, there was a really good image there. It's this one. We do have a little something like this. And then the engines are left off to be the engines, but I don't think it's really this big. And the back end's raised but flat. So, what if we had this on the back? What if we slope it off? I think it hides too much from the engines. Unless we slope off after the engines, that could work. We need a jumper so that we can have a little lookout and potential turret up here. And then what? Just slopes at the front. I don't think it's this sort of. Yeah, it kind of is that sort of slope. There's a lot of studs in the middle. We could have covered with like these pieces. I don't know. What do you think? You think the long one or the short one for the back? And we need some red. Oh boy, do we need some red back here. We need a turret up there. Ooh. Oh wait. We could. How could we get a turret on the back of this? If we whack a stud up there and it's in the middle, how do we clip a turret to it? Because we could whack this, its rounded top, you wouldn't notice too much, but we want the stud on top. We don't want the stud below. So we could add a holy stud. Oh wow, there's a grey one. That's come in last minute. That's like the character that comes in late to the movie but ends up somehow saving the day. Right place, right time sort of character. Okay, it's not my favorite, but I have to admit it's not terrible. And the turret's off-centered, but then you've got the light as well, so that's not bad. I don't mind it. I hate to say I don't mind it, because I thought I'd really mind it. We've got 1, 2, 4s, which we can add down here. We do have some cheese slopes as well, and we've got an ingot. So if we put an ingot down, do we have a 2x2? One final one. Any room we can squeeze these in? I love a good 2x2. I don't think so. Oh, we do have a 2x3. A 2x3. We want a gradual slope up to this. Anything that slopes with a 2x3 ending. Oh, we could add some plates, couldn't we? Because we've got the 2x3 that I'm missing there, which is here. We've got some 4s, but I don't want those bricks. These need to have some sort of thing at the bottom. They need to have a, oh wow, that's strong. A groove, like tiles have. They need a groove on them. Otherwise, they're impossible to remove. I think we could get, no, they look a bit much there. And this, now that looks good. But this is, unless we have a second tooth, I think there's only one bridge, but does tooth stick out front and back? No, just out the front. We don't get a spare one of that. So we've got a turret, turret, turret. We need a turret, and I think there's a dish. We got our turret. We've also got some slopes. So do we stick the turret up a little? What sort of studs do we have? We've got a cone. Ooh. What's a cone look like? Too much? Too much? Or just about right? I like the fact that we've used a lot of these slopes. That's satisfying. That is very satisfying. Maybe that's a little too much and we just stick the jumper up. But this should be lower. This should be almost the height of the engine. I think these slopes aren't right. I also think there are better pieces than that. We need a little something in here. So we've got a 2 and then a 1. What if we switched this out to jumpers so we could ride that 1 using something like the slope and then use a 2? How many jumpers do we have left? 1, 2, 3. This would be more than possible. Yeah, and these go past the turret. All right, final change, and then we'll take a quick look at it on the display because we are running slightly over today, but it's worth it. It is worth it. We want a jumper. I don't think we want to use too many jumpers because I do need a few for the back. I do feel like we've underutilized the jumper. So that'll do. And then a 2x3. Come on. 2x3 or 1x3s because we're using 2x. 1x3s will work. And then we've got you there. And I want to add a cheese slope out the back. I want to add a cheese slope out the back to slope down to the engines. That'll make it feel a bit more connected. Although I don't think the cheese slope wants to be more connected. I think the cheese slope is as connected as it does want to be. All right, not a cheese slope then. That isn't quite 2 studs. No, not quite. Well, actually, no, I like the rounded off engine. Yeah, I do like that quite a bit. No sort of door out. Oh, hold on. We can use this. We don't need to clip anything to it. Yep, that'll work. The bar. And then the 1x2. Oh, the 1x2 should come first. This sticks out not a lot. And then the turret. Maybe this should be all the way down. Maybe that shouldn't come up with this slope. That should be a 2x2 under there instead of those 3s. Oh, yeah, that should totally be a 2x2. And then we have the jumper straight away for the turret. That'll work. That's it. We are done. And we have ourselves a Republic frigate. Look at that. There we go. Done it, I'm going to say within 3 hours. It really wasn't. It was barely within 3 hours. We also have the line to cut across it. Maybe some 1x3s. Wouldn't be too much to add into there. Just so we've got the double connection. It looks good from the underside. And does it connect? Imagine after all this, it doesn't connect to the stand. Of course it does. Left or right? Which way looks better? I can't say I'm convinced. Left or right? I think pointing to the left. Yeah, pointing to the left is how the box had it. So this is how the set started off as the Acclamator class assault ship. And for the grand reveal of the Wolfpack frigate, look at that. Look, I mean, that's the better side of it. I can't believe we managed to get that dome shape. That is impressive. Although I will say, it's not as exaggerated as we've made it. Oh, there's the engines. That middle engine is piddly tiny. That's not driving the ship at all. I love the greebling on the side. That's my favorite part of it. The fact we've added a load of slopes, cheese slopes, 1x2 slopes, and that's where they all went. That's why we didn't have enough to grey this out. That would be why. But I think we've done a pretty good job with the parts that we had. And what do you think? Would LEGO sell a frigate? Is that the next ship that we're expecting to see? Thank you all. Thank you, Tinks. Thank you, Moon. Thank you, Snow. Thank you, everybody. I think this looks really cool. And what would go head to head with a frigate? We got the Acclamator and the Invisible Hand. We got the Venator. What did we get with the what did we get with the Venator? We got the Venator. The Venator was this year. We got the Venator. We got the Venator. We got the Venator. Wait a second. My book will tell me. I've got it written down somewhere. I don't even have my book to hand, I don't think. Oh, that's a first. What do we have with a Venator? Wait, do I not have it? Oh, it's here, isn't it? No. Wait a second. It's there somewhere. I don't know where I put it down now. What did we get in January? Or did we just get the Venator? Was that it? Star Wars. I gotta look now. I gotta see before we're done. The LEGO Star Wars collection. The Venator and... Did we just get the Venator? What one is it? Oh, special price for the qualifying purchase. 25% off the AT-AT driver helmet when you buy Django. If you need those helmets, that's pretty good. Past Mando, past Smart Play, the AT-AT. Oh, the Venator doesn't really go against the AT-AT, does it? Does it? The Jawa's got it. Yes, they probably nabbed that book. It's got all of the new sets from this year, including the Sandcrawler. I will say, when these started coming out, I was opposed to them. I'm warming up to them quite a bit. I really love how this looks. And the figures, come on. The figures add so much. Had to be done with a wolf pack. Yeah, this is a really good ship. I wonder what LEGO would do, though. Not for the frigate. I think they'd do something similar to this. If their Venator's anything to go off, if we get a frigate next year, I'm just saying, I make a Venator out of the Acclamator, we get a Venator. I make a frigate, and it's about this time that I made the Venator, I think, last year. And then we get a frigate next year. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But that will be all for today's stream. Tomorrow, I was going to continue this. So I have a little think about what to do. We could paint. We could paint some more. Maybe we do another little painting stream. Or we size up some sets. I'll have a think on that. But that is all for tonight's stream. Thank you all so much for hanging out. And check out the desk. We've still got so many pieces that I will be putting aside. And I genuinely am going to find that piece that's fallen on the floor. Count all of the pieces that we've got in this set and make sure that not a single one of them is missing. Otherwise, I'll be contacting LEGO and getting my free replacement parts. Which if you're not aware of, yes. LEGO do give you any missing parts. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, may the bricks be with you. Always. Just seen 66 views, by the way. Gotta end it here.